is what this is.
The group of them.
Okay, call the budget session to order. Begin with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, this is our third day. We still have quite a bit to cover and we've had a lot of discussion. I think we need to try to remain focused and do the business that we need to do it what's at hand here. So I guess yesterday we left off where we are still looking at county general. We had a couple, I know we hadn't resolved the solid waste issues, but yeah. So I think we need to take a look at that. Yeah. I don't know if that's where we want to begin or.
Doesn't matter, it all has to be done. Anybody have any other ideas?
On solid waste, what's their balance, like 100,000 right now, because they have for the end of the year in their budget?
Solid waste, they put back 125, was it 100? I don't know.
150.
The edit dollars.
Now, I don't know what they have actually in the
Yeah, we
solid
don't do
waste.
their books,
Okay.
so I don't know.
I mean, solid waste was put on us kind of at the last minute. I just didn't put it off to the last minute or even take it out of the budget for now. If they can operate on that, what they got set back, send out the statements, we get more efficient, cut back on the statements and get more efficient time goes on, cut it back from 42 to 35 to 20, whatever, and then go from there. But it's a lot for us to absorb.
What are you talking about, 45 to 32 to 20?
The annual fee, solid waste.
I don't think the county can send out an annual.
No,
fee.
I'm not talking county solid waste.
They're dissolving. They're done.
Well, they got
The county has agreed to take it over.
then they got to reform solid waste board. So
Well,
the 5B
We
one.
can't make that decision.
I know we can't, but they have to.
So,
I think we need to look at trying to fund it
yeah,
and
that's really not an option.
It'd be-
They voted to dissolve that.
That'd be temporary funding.
The request was $544,000. Is that what they're requested? According to Randy, they're going to be more efficient.
Right.
So, maybe we can get by with not funding all 544.
In order to get more efficient, they have to have equipment and
Right.
so they have to have money for that too. You have to invest to be able to bring efficiencies to that as well.
They
So
got like 150,000.
that's to operate through the end of the year.
that
That's not
nothing to do
gonna
with-
cover next year or equipment or anything. He did apply for a grant, but it doesn't mean he's gonna get one. And that was just for one of the things that they need. So
Do you have to fund it for the full year? And
No, we don't have to.
that's
But
what I
my
want.
question is, they submitted a
No,
budget.
we're
They
not-
submitted
no,
a
we're
budget
not-
for
we're not taking-
544.
we're not
They
taking-
submitted a budget.
no,
for
Mindy, you're out of
544.
order. We are
No, I'm
conducting
not,
county
Kelly.
business.
I'm
We
not
are
out of order.
conducting county
Yes.
I'm a
business.
public
You are out of
health
order.
concern.
Where is,
We
where
submitted
is?
a budget. We submitted a budget.
David, this
and
is
you guys
completely
spent
out
the
of
last
order.
2 days
We are
going
not
through
gonna
it,
take, this is
scouring
not
through
gonna
it.
start like
So they
this.
submitted a budget. Why would you fund more than what they
David,
submitted?
David,
If they need more, they can come and do an additional appropriation, just like all the rest of us
We're
do.
not
This is-
funding more than what they asked with that 544.
I'm not out of order.
you are out of
Mindy,
order. This is
Mindy,
a county,
We're in a workshop for the
Yes.
council.
we're trying to
and-
conduct county business and that's completely out of order.
If David needs to have
You
information
were out of
from
order.
the outside source, then he would ask for it. This is our time for budgeting.
We're not asking
Not
for
for
more than what
protest.
they,
I'd like
Look at
Alan to
the
be here with someone, because I'm not gonna do this today. I'm not gonna do this today. We're not gonna get anywhere if we have
I agree.
people shouting from the crowd and interjecting into our county business that we're
This,
trying to conduct.
like I said, this is a county council workshop. We have heard from all the departments, and we take all the information in and do the best we can with the budget.
If we need more information from outside sources, then we call them in and ask.
That's correct.
But otherwise, they have to really sit back and listen.
We have, their budget was, I understand it was $544,000.
That's what was
I
submitted.
don't think anyone's talking about going more than that. I've not heard that anywhere. So I'm not sure what you were talking about, but anyway,
We're gonna wait to do this, see where we're at with other things and come back to this, maybe do 200,000, maybe 150,000 for now, or then come back next year and give them more like Gail said, maybe just, fund part of it.
Maybe, I don't know,
what
you
new
know,
funding 2 or
just-
3 months is gonna do, but I mean, if that's what you wanna do,
I
and
think-
then not have a plan and then it just shuts down, I mean,
I think what you were suggesting yesterday was that this was only be for like 1 year, then we're gonna
That's right.
revisit and look at it. If
We
it doesn't
need a
take,
year.
if it only takes 300, then that would go back in, the
That's right.
difference. It's not,
But in order to bring the efficiencies, they have to invest the money to
I
get,
know they need the
if they don't invest in,
compactors or whatever.
if they don't invest in the equipment and the things that they need to bring efficiencies, then you're not gonna have any efficiencies and it's probably not gonna be enough.
And depending if you were to happen to get this 100,000 grant, that would alleviate
It would
some of
help.
it.
Yes. And he did apply for that, so.
It's kind of where it's unknown because we don't,
You
we're
kinda
only
need a
dealt,
year
we're
under your
only
belt to
dealt with
see.
what's on this budget here. Can we, I mean, this is just a suggestion, I don't know, maybe just do 6 months, take half of everything here and, go for 6 months and see how the solid waste, I mean,
And they're gonna have to invest in their equipment right away, some way,
they are, yes.
If you wanna bring
to
efficiency.
get all their tipping fees and all that stuff down.
That's correct.
But that's the equipment, I mean, well, because we don't know what we don't know about it right now. Only thing we know is what this, in this
I guess
budget.
you could do something like that, but you
And,
have to revisit it. in
and
6
go,
months.
yeah, and then go for 6 months, half of everything, fund it for 6 months and see where we are
Are
in.
you talking about out of your general? You wanna fund it out of your general? You wanna fund half of it out of your general, is what you're saying?
Take half of this budget and take half of this budget, yeah.
But how do you want to fund it?
Like we were talking yesterday, funding through the interest.
That's what I would
I,
prefer.
just so you guys know, you have that information there. To be honest, funding it out of general and funding it out of interest is really honestly not any different. Because you're just taking money out of general and putting it in a separate fund and you're decreasing your general amount, as you can see in that. If you guys take all of the interest out for 2024, that is gonna bring us down with an estimated ending balance for 2024 to $1,663,116.
But what was the interest for 24? I mean,
Year to date, we just talked about
Year
that
to date is
yesterday.
800.
830, I mean,
Okay.
I don't
But
have
we're not
numbers off the top
talking
of my head.
about, there would still be interest in here then, in 24, because we're not taking it all, right?
You guys wanted me to figure out if you took all of the interest out, and so that's what was figured. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
taking all of the
I
interest,
wasn't thinking that way myself.
that's what I was told. If you take all of the interest that was gained in 2024 out, so if you can see, there's a dash there, there's not any number there, so there's no
Right.
income in interest in 2024. So all that is moved to your separate fund, okay? If you don't move all of it, then that will change. So that would put us at 26.34 of our estimated budget, or our estimated expenditures on reserve, where we were going to be at 38%,
Right.
okay? Then in 2025, if you have no interest going into the general, that is going to bring your estimated ending balance, now that's with the budget, that's not including the cuts that you guys made yesterday.
Right.
That's just taking interest out. So, that would put you down to what, ending in 2025 at $1,094,115, which is 16% of and if you can see, if we stay on that same trend, where that goes, 7% in 26 and -2% in 27.
With the budget that was asked for.
Which the
this
budget,
year.
which basically if we stay, they take into consideration, you
But I
know,
mean, that was everything that was asked for,
everything, correct.
which we have.
And what does the
We
state
have
recommend
significant
for our optimal percentage of?
25 to 35%.
25%?
And we were right under, we were at 24.19. I mean, we've been really gaining that up there. And we were going to be over the 35%, which, you know, gave room, that's with whatever additions or whatever. We were gonna project it to be at 38. So,
But there's a lot of factors in here. I mean, this budget, everything that was asked for, no cuts, all those things. So
this is the information that you
No,
guys
I
can
understand.
provide.
I
So
understand.
that's the figures that I
So like this year, if we were to expend everything that was actually budgeted, the 7 million,
that's right.
we'd be like at 24.
No.
But-
Worst case, if you spent every penny that you had budgeted, you would be at 26.34. But that's not including additionals.
Oh, I was looking at a handout
I know
that was
that.
earlier and it says 24, so maybe it's been adjusted. It had cash reserves at 24%. That was spending the full 7,377,000. So maybe it's probably was just adjusted a little bit.
Yeah. For the comprehensive plan, based off of the Form 3, we were gonna end at 38%.
On that draft, that was incorrect.
No,
Okay,
the new.
I thought you meant-
The new, yeah, the new. This.
I don't have a new one.
Not the new draft, the new.
You mean this?
Yes,
And this came,
yes.
David, she's looking at the summary of 2024 budget. So what you're saying here is, this is where we would end this year, but then next year we'd be here.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at also.
2025. Based off of those that's.
But I was looking at the 24.
2025, yeah, we're based to end 38 this year.
Right. Then when we go to
But see that-
24.
2025, yeah, 25, but that's based off of what you submitted. Yes, you are correct.
Everything.
That's what I was talking about.
But I was comparing 24, I was comparing 25, because 24 is 38,
Right.
and if you take the interest out, it goes to 26. And so if you're comparing 25 with the interest, we would be at 24, but that's with every penny that was allocated, and that's including solid waste. We would be at 24, but if you take the interest out, we'll be at 16. Right? I mean,
So technically, what you're saying is you need some interest in here in order for us to operate. We're needing the interest to operate our county general, irregardless of solid waste. We're needing it to operate.
That's not good.
it's not needing to operate, it's needing to have the reserve. It's not needing to operate, it's
Cash,
needing to
yeah,
have the
cash
reserve.
reserve.
Which we know we need some for additionals.
You're not needing it to operate, you're needing it to keep your reserve at the 25 to 35%.
I mean, we know there's gonna be some additionals because unless we go back through here and
It just,
I can identify additionals right now.
I can identify additional right now of solid waste. That's an
got
additional expense.
proper attorney's insurance that wasn't budgeted for
Don't talk
properly.
out of both sides of your mouth, Kelly. You're talking about, oh, we have all these additional expenses, but yet you're supporting taking on the funding of solid waste. That's talking out of
Would
both
you like
sides of
us
your
to
mouth.
shut it down? Is that your option?
No, I'd like to go back to the drawing board and figure it out instead of doing things so damn impulsively for other
Okay.
reasons.
Okay, that's your opinion, but you're not a commissioner, you're not on the solid waste board, so you didn't make those
But I'm a
decisions.
funding person here. I help
Yes.
you with this and I give you the numbers and I'm telling you what these numbers are gonna look like. So I am your helping hand unless you wanna come in the auditor's office and work 40+ hours a week and put these numbers together.
Do you insinuate that I don't work on these numbers?
Do we
No, I'm
want
not gonna do
to,
that.
Yeah, that's
Do
good, I don't wanna do it either.
do we want to consider just 6 months or something to see where we're, I don't know.
I think that's the most we can do right now.
If you cut it in half, that's 272,083.
You mean 6 months out of general, and then fund the equipment out of,
Actually, I was thinking funding out the interest. I don't know.
We have to understand too, there's going to be income with the solid waste.
Yeah,
There's
So
gonna-
the
there's
county
gonna
is
be
not
revenue.
going to have to fully fund
Right.
every penny of the solid
You have like a
waste.
trash,
You have the trash
Right.
tag and
they
if
are
we,
working on that,
yeah,
I mean,
but I wanna make sure we have
I know.
efficient to operate
There will be
it, the way it
something
needs to be
done.
operated to
Right.
bring the
Yes.
efficiencies, otherwise we're just throwing money at something we shouldn't be throwing money at.
We have to
Yeah.
get the compressor.
Yeah, some of those things have to be done.
is there an intention for the county to assess any fee for solid waste? Or is this just gonna be a provided service? Because that's the question. Okay, you've got tag income that can help support it. If a fee is assessed, then you can have that instead of it having to come out of all county dollars.
I don't know that a fee can be assessed, first of all. I don't know any, I mean, do you know any other fees that we just say, here's a
Some
fee, like an
counties-
extra bill?
As
Some
long as
counties
it's on
also-
solid waste board, the fee can't be assessed, correct?
I don't know that, but I don't know of any county services that we send somebody a fee and say, here, just pay this fee, because we're more,
Some counties also
I mean, I'm not saying it can't be, but
solid
know
waste
where.
out of certified shares, but then you're getting to another, if you go into that, then you're gonna cut somewhere else unless you actually were to increase your certified shares. You know, there are other options out there, but, and you know, maybe if we went 6 months or whatever
Mhm.
to see where we're at, and if that wasn't working, then maybe we're going to explore somewhere else to do it. I think there's so many unknowns right now as to what they actually need,
what the actual true
what
costs
that
are
true
gonna be.
cost
Should
of.
get, in 6 months, they should get more of a handle on what their income's gonna be, I would think, you know.
I would hope, but
They're, just as long as we know they're gonna have to have some capital investment in order
Right.
to, but again, if the county's taking it over, I don't know if some of that can't be funded out of the capital projects money that we have for county buildings and things. If those sites are taken over by the county and they're signed over, then they're county property and we have capital projects, just like we're doing the air conditioner. Well, prosecutor's office is what I was gonna say, but yeah. Not the maintenance, not the big
Oh, I thought you were
maintenance.
talking about
I mean, the lit that is now for
Lit.
county capital improvements and those type things. I don't know if that could be a potential, because that is a capital improvement, I would think, whenever you're going and putting larger pieces of equipment and things like that into,
It's just
I mean,
really
that's-
hard
that
being
is-
the bookkeeper and seeing these numbers and seeing that we worked really hard to get where we are. And now we take this on.
and I think we can,
that could be funded through that.
that equipment could be considered capital improvements. I think, I mean, we can look at the language, but I think that that's a possibility for the equipment part, so,
It's a big investment. You know, it's-
yeah. I mean,
Chris.
depending on what it is, sure.
Chris, from your part, county's financial officer, what would be the cleanest way for the council to fund, say, 250,000 for solid waste? To the interest or on general, if it's gonna be kind of wash there, either way, what's
I think that an ordinance should be done to maybe do 50% of the interest to go into the fund and 50% stay in the general as of, looking at these numbers. And then, that's kind
They
of.
can do that. I mean, the finance
Until
committee.
we get to a point where we can do 100% of the interest
See where
into
we
the,
are.
into the fund,
And
yeah.
you may not need it. You may, 50% may be enough. Maybe too much.
Yeah.
We just don't know
You
that
can
first
do
year.
transfers, throughout
We
the
can
So,
look-
so what we would have
need
to do,
Revisit it and
if we want to do that, what we would have to do is ask the commissioners and Amanda, because they're the finance committee, they're the ones that would have to set up the ordinance, because they kind of direct where that interest goes, even regardless of what we say. I think that's technically how it is. The finance committee sets that up. They either set it up or they don't, it rolls into general, which is what it's doing now. So they would, if we want to fund a certain, half of this out of this budget, and then say, if you guys want to take a percentage of that interest or whatever, and we could recommend they don't take it all, can recommend they take a certain amount, recommend they take a
Okay,
certain
that-
percentage, whatever you want to do.
that 50%, what are we talking about? That, are you talking about 50% of the interest going forward?
You guys can, that depends on what you guys are gonna need in 2023 to start off.
Well, going forward, if you're gonna fund half of it out of this general, if we, half of this solid waste budget, the 544, if half of that's gonna come out of general, and they're gonna get the other, whatever they need out of interest, if you say 50% or whatever you recommend, this board wants to
I
recommend.
think she was
to them.
talking about taking 50% of the interest that's coming in, weren't you?
Yeah, I was talking about put an ordinance in play to put 50%.
So you're not saying taking any out of general for this budget?
Whether you take it, I don't know. I really haven't, I don't
She
know.
was talking 50%.
I was saying, I would like to see eventually the interest to go in its own fund, but as
It
you
needs
can
to.
see, after working the numbers, we need that to have, we don't need it for operating, we need it to have our
Cash
reserve, okay? And so I don't think we can dive into 100% right off the bat unless you guys do some other adjustments or cuts or whatever.
At the end of the day, we can't do any of that. They have to do it. The finance committee has to say what percent they want and all this stuff, but we can make a recommendation and say this is what we're thinking.
But as far as funding, I think the 6 months, if you have to do it, my opinion. But that's just my opinion because it's taking away from other areas.
Right.
And I don't, in my opinion, this was funded prior, not managed properly, but it was in a sense funded. Now, every business, if it's not managed properly, operating machinery and equipment are going to fail. I'm not trying to be negative, but look at the hospital. We left it and didn't replace equipment for how many years? And now what are we having to do this year? So to me, that's poor management. So
I agree.
if we had, my feeling is if we had the proper management and a plan in solid waste, it was being funded properly.
Yeah.
It just was not being managed properly. So what I'm saying is, I personally just feel that this has been another fire that's been thrown into our lap as county to finance it. And I personally don't feel it was necessary. And it's kind of sad and frustrating because if we didn't have this $544,000 additional item in our budget, we would be sitting very good right now to be able to fund EMS, to be able to, we would still have our 35% in general, and we would be able to do the things that we talked about last year. And
I don't think
you all have
it's,
worked hard to do that,
At the same time though, this is where we're at now though.
but you don't have to fund it.
Yeah.
Just like if I ask for another employee,
I know.
you can tell me no. So
I
if
know.
you want to tell them no, you can tell them no.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's important.
since they
service.
disbanded, I mean, the solid waste board, they said that no more, okay?
It's not dissolved until November 7th.
Yeah,
So
that's where we're at. They
So
say they're going
sent out
to.
statements.
the board has not been dissolved.
The board is inefficient. If we can't tell that that board has not done their job for the past 10 years, I mean, you sat on that board, Paul.
2 years.
That board, I don't know. It's a mess, and I don't think we need to go back to it and say, hey, guys, can you fix this? Because they
Yeah,
didn't fix it.
I think
I'm not saying
It was
that.
a mess.
I think
It
it
is a
belongs in the
mess.
county
It's a
because
big problem, and we can't just
somehow or
try.
other it's coming to be in the county. I think we need to control that solid
But
waste.
then the county needs to do something about it to fund it. Spencer County puts the fee on their property tax bills. You know,
We can.
people don't, okay, people are okay. I don't use the airport. Do I gripe about paying the airport tax? No, I pay my property taxes. You know, we've heard people talk about that they don't have kids in school, but they pay the school tax. Put something on, if we're going to provide these services, then
We need to see where we're at with this, how, if they're going to can take care of their own budget, through incomes and all that. After 6 months, we will probably know that if we have to tag on some sort of a fee,
I agree.
because we cannot have trash thrown all over the county. We need this solid waste board and we need to have it stable. And I think putting it in the county budget would make it stable.
But no one if it's foresee Tell City getting out, as far as not wanting to fund their portion. And of course, that's why they're reorganizing. If Tell City can't, is not going to participate, with the money, then or they don't need to really be involved in making the decision. So that's kind of where we are, I think, with that. I was on that board, or still am, I guess, for a little bit. But, it's just extra expense, like I said, throw it in the county's lap.
I completely agree, but when you don't have the funding and you're talking of your other areas are missing funding that we've been talking about, I don't think it's a smart decision just to throw another one in and say, okay, we'll fund it and we'll figure it out. I think, there's at least the $45 for, in a sense, funding it. And it's done, it's over with, it's done, but it's really not. It's really not.
Now, I want to go back to that because we did have options to fund all those other things and they were turned down. So it's not because it wasn't presented properly. It was for other reasons. Whatever reasons are fine, whatever everybody wants to do, but there were other options. So to act like there's no other options, and we can still look at that next year, but if someone wants to do it.
Like I said, I was not really against it. We did not present it to the public well enough to secure this vote. It looked like we were trying to rush this in for this budget session. I think we need to look at it next year. And I think it needs to be redone, the edit, and redistribute all that's what we had. But I think we needed our attorney there, or some attorney that's gonna help us, because we needed to have more information and give it to the public.
okay, we're not getting in here. We're doing the same thing we
Yeah.
discussed yesterday. We just keep going over the same things.
So do we want 6 months? I think but do we want to maybe revisit, just go ahead and fund the 6 months out of interest or out of general, and then revisit in 6 months where we're at possibly creating that fund to move the interest? I just think making too many changes like that at one time, at least it's all there. If we create an account line item for solid waste within the budget, or a location, I guess it'd be a location, within our accounting software, and budget it out of general. because I think doing the move-in right now is not gonna give us a total clear picture. And just whatever you guys decide to fund it out of general right now is my recommendation, because, and then revisit in 6 months where we're at. Cause it's just too much to look at in 7 hours.
There's gonna have to be a solid waste fund anyways, right? I mean,
There'll be a solid waste location.
okay.
I don't
And
like,
for,
go ahead.
oh, I was just thinking for that, if there's a solid waste location, that could be for this operating expense, and then could they ask for additionals for equipment or whatever if they need it, or
That'd
whatever
be
it
no
is?
different than
That'd be
any
no
other
different than
department.
I just wanna make sure
department,
that could be set up like that, where it wasn't specific to just,
No, it'd be a
it's
department,
open.
I mean, it'd be like anything else, it'd just be funded out of the general. I just think right now, I would recommend
there's
not,
a lot of unknowns.
that's a lot of unknowns, and a lot of moving and shaking and trying to keep things straight. If it's in the general, then we can see the big picture of where the general is with funding the solid waste, funding 6 months of the solid waste, and then review it monthly.
I was thinking, can we, I don't like doing this because we did it last year, but the care of patients in institutions, cut that back. I mean,
We're close to 200,000 or 170.
It would cut
we'll
in the
have to
budget,
do
but we'd have to do
additionals, we'll have to do
What's the
additionals in it,
It wouldn't be any different then.
you know,
It just,
You're just
all
taking
it would
from
do
one
is
instead of the
limit
other.
what you had
I
to
wouldn't do
cut
that.
yeah.
right now, which is okay, because we currently have the cash balance
Yeah.
to support that.
We're
So
taking
all it
out
would
one,
do,
putting it in
it
the other.
yeah, all it would do is minimize what you look like on paper right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't do that. I just personally wouldn't do that, because if you're really trying to be intentional to see what the solid waste costs, if we need additionals out of there,
So,
instead of cutting somewhere else, we know we're gonna probably have to have additionals.
I would recommend maybe cutting that 544 in half, and I can tell you guys where you are on the general, like cut it in half, which would be
50,000
6
easy.
months. Then I can
No.
easily,
I said, no, we'll cut in half.
Huh?
He said put it even or something.
No, but if the half of 544 would be around 270, just make it 250,000.
well, I
We gotta
cut
go
each
through
line, I
item
go
by
through each line item and cut in half to
Make
get
them
that
half,
bottom
okay.
number, and then put it in the equation to see where you guys are,
Yeah,
and then go from there.
except for the
That'd be a
salaries,
start.
I think.
Is that,
Well, we
okay
can
to
cut the
start with
salaries
that?
too.
That'd be a-
I mean, we can start
that'd be a
there and see
start.
what happens. Do you wanna do that and just see what happens? I mean, this isn't
Just see what it
concrete
looks,
right now.
see what it looks like.
Gotta start, gotta start
Keep
somewhere.
this moving along.
we need to get
I just keep
concrete.
thinking about,
Yeah, we, because we're under a deadline now, we have to get this budget done. And,
we do have that capital projects fund, if they need some type of
I was in the wrong.
large
Like
piece of equipment or something, that,
Compactor
work.
or-
Yeah, I mean, they can-
Right away.
That's what it's for.
Yeah.
If it's actually a county-owned thing
Sure.
and it's a
yeah, I
site, then
would
we
think
can,
so.
we
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah,
So that won't have to come out of the interest money like I was originally thinking. I was just thinking about that.
yeah. Yeah, I
There's only
would think so.
200,000
It
in
could
there,
come out of it.
or something like that.
Okay, so proposed
Okay, and then
19,000.
They can see where they're at, and we can talk about if the finance committee wants to do a portion of the interest out of there to fund the remainder of it, or whatever.
Well, we might be able to see too, where they are on the income they're bringing in
Right.
6 months.
By
I
that
think
time,
that's
we
gonna be,
hopefully,
that's gonna increase.
Can
So
we
that's
We
what
run
saw
that,
yesterday.
can we
that-
run that past Baker Tilly and see if we can
what,
do that? You know,
What?
do what?
What you just said.
Oh, we can do that. I mean, we
Yeah.
can't do that, but
Yeah.
the finance committee could take a portion of the
It's
interest
not,
or whatever
it's
and
not
wait.
just big deal.
I
It's,
missed that conversation, I was adding.
oh,
Okay,
just looking at it later and taking a portion of the interest to fund the rest of it if you need to, or whatever, seeing where you're at after so many months, or following it along the way. You don't have to wait 6 months. We can watch it every
I'd
month
like to look at it
and look at it.
or monthly, just to see,
We need to look
Where
at
they are.
monthly.
We
Yeah.
should.
look at it monthly and see where it's at, and then in 6 months, you should be able to see
And they
what
can give
income's
updates.
coming in.
And I think that income's gonna increase.
Just so you guys know, this is added employees, you know, so
And they did say,
yeah,
this is added work in my office, you know.
I think it's just gonna take a little while, whether it's a year or whatever, to figure all of that out on. What's it look like? Where, how much is it actually gonna cost? How many employees do we need? What do they need to make?
I don't know, I get some,
What type of equipment do we need? All
I
those
don't think
kind of
their
things.
income will really change that much with their expenditures. I think it's what's gonna really decrease.
I think their income's gonna change.
Yeah. Unless they,
that's why I always,
raise their ticket price or something.
Mm,
It's really used a lot
I
now.
think some has to be there.
Yeah, but I don't think you were getting all
Okay,
the
sorry,
tickets.
okay.
I don't know that the tracking system on the tickets was correct. I had people come to me and tell me that they went to Branchville and they were supposed to buy tags. And they were just told a dollar amount to give them and there was no tags and to throw your stuff in the sink. So I don't know. I don't know. That's what I had people come up to me from the public and say that happened to them. So I'm not sure. I think they're tracking it now, so we'll be able to tell. And I think that's a good thing. And I think that like Michael's Market selling them and, they have barcodes or they have serial numbers, all that kind of stuff. It's good.
Easier to keep track.
Without that, there's no real way to know what you were gaining or losing or,
They find a lot of
You just-
cash in the drawer and stuff.
that's not good. I don't know. That's just part of the problems, I don't know.
Really
No,
come
you're
down.
good.
Like I say,
If
we
you can compact the trash.
25%.
We had changed that solid waste,
If they can get those
five
down,
forty-four, nine fifty-eight.
that'll help a lot.
Did you have that?
Like I say, quit
Five
those
44,
dumpsters.
166.
I got
All of
that.
that is gonna help.
Where did that come from?
We added something.
The social security was wrong.
Oh, was that what it was?
The social security on the 544-166 was wrong.
You said 544-958, right? Wasn't that the new number?
Probably.
It wasn't very much more.
No, that was taken.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
No, you're good.
It was 544-958.
Which one was that?
Solid waste, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but what was it? What-
940, or 544-958?
Yeah.
That was the new number they gave us, I think,
So
yesterday.
what did we
Is
change?
that right, Kelly?
Oh, changed the social security. Well, a little bit.
I guess the social security is what we changed.
I don't know, I just hadn't, with social security, it says,
What did you go to?
it said, I don't have that, it just
Oh,
says
okay.
new number with social security is what I wrote down. They may have told us, but I didn't put it in.
It's not working. It's not. I don't know why. Do you have to put the G6 in parentheses and then slash the two?
Now, there isn't a director right now for solid waste, correct?
I'm probably blank on mine, so. Yeah, I don't know here.
Budget, I couldn't intend to hire one of them.
I'm not sure, there's a couple employees that aren't there, those right now, and I don't know what that looks like or who they intend to.
Need to get the rates.
Eventually, they're gonna have to hire.
He did say that yesterday, they need to get the pay for some of those, that $8 an hour is not gonna work.
Did you do that?
I think they're working on it. It's not.
It's just gonna take a little time, you just have to take,
I can
I
see it
think I
coming
still have some
together.
in
I
there.
mean,
me too.
once it's managed correctly and have income coming in, I can see where it would. I don't know if it'd be self-funding or not, but, for the most part, it might be,
We'll just have to see. Follow it every month.
Yeah.
See what's going on, get updates. What are we working on? Just like Randy gave an update yesterday. I think that's good. We need those every month.
Every monthly meeting,
Mhm.
we need an update.
What are
on
the new
solid
developments or what are they,
Don't know what the,
that way we're staying on top of it.
we need a financial report, every month.
All right, y'all ready?
Yes.
Team effort, we got it done over here. All right, director, 19,000. Part-time employee, 24,000. Part-time secretary, 8,750. Site supervisor, 15,150. Full-time facility, 21,750. Clerk, $14,076.
Oops.
14,076. Social Security, 7,859. Retirement, 7,837. Insurance, 51,783.
Is that for,
Yeah, because that's added, we're gonna have
what
to,
is that? Or though, is that for like,
they're workers, we have to,
is that much?
yeah. I mean, actually, we
We don't
probably
know.
wouldn't be able to cut that in half, but who knows what will have to be there.
But we don't know what
We
they
don't know
actually
what they're gonna have.
Similar to ours or not.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's,
Unemployment, 500, which I don't really think we need that because we have our own, but whatever, we'll just put it in there. Office and janitorial, 1,000. Fuel and diesel, 3,000. Fuel gas, 2,000. Staff training supplies, 100. Accounting fees, 50. Attorney fees, 200. Physical office contracts, 7,200. Lease and rental fees, 600. Dues and membership, 450. Conference registration, 150. Travel, 500. Postage, 2,000. Telephone, 1,600. Hauling miscellaneous, 1,900. Printing, 250. Advertising, 75. Workers' compensation insurance, 3,100. Liability, 5,500. Refrigeration, 50. Utilities, 7,000. Repair and maintenance, 9,000. Operating, 3,500. Interest expense, 250. River sweep, 25. Miscellaneous expense, 500. Tipping fees, trash, 40,000. Illegal dumping, 250. Tire disposal, 750. HHW, 4,500. Uniform rental, 1,250. Machinery and something, 1,750. Grant match, 1,774. Site preparation, 150, or 1,500.
it's one dude.
Huh?
I don't know.
1,500. So grand total, let me make sure this has all of it, which is, 246. All right, 272,479. So let me say that.
The liability insurance, can that be knocked down or more, or you said something else should be?
I don't-
A lot of these things.
Unemployment and stuff, yeah,
They're all just kind of estimates
yeah.
at this
We'll have
point.
to,
Once they're added into with the county general stuff.
Yeah, then we'll know.
It should, some of the items should decrease and there's others gonna increase,
Mhm.
so
All right, so
and
let's.
some of them might just go away altogether.
that's true.
I mean,
I think the tipping is probably gonna be more efficient, that 80,000.
So,
and some of those things are not probably needed, I don't think.
But for now,
Yeah.
please, nothing else.
We'll use that and see what we come up with.
nicely subtract off the back.
Are we going back to the jail?
We need to at some point.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys the total for general. So we were at 6,924,286. minus 27279.
We're at 6909,286.
No, we had 6924. Remember we changed, we did adjustments yesterday. After adjustments yesterday, we were at 6924,286.
That's what I had.
That's what I had. It's changed
They
so.
needed to cut with 132,684. What you had?
Yep.
I didn't write any of those numbers.
Oh.
So we're at 6,
Did you have it, Lisa?
I had 686.
807.
the full number.
Oh, no. She's talking about,
The full number.
The minute, oh, I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Okay, so
still
you
waiting.
guys are under budget. Now, 139,795.
What was your total?
6651807. Is that what you got there?
Yes.
6924286 minus 272,479. Yep. 6651807. Yep.
Yeah.
So as of right now, for your extras, you funded half, 6 months, half of the solid waste budget that was requested, which whether that's 6 months or whatever, you funded half. You have funded 60,000 for ambulance
More than that.
services out of, okay, hold on, what am I saying? You funded 60 for ambulance lease out of general. You funded 225 out of general and 60 out of
Public safety.
public safety for ambulance
Ambulance
services, such as 285,000. And then you have funded 40,000,
275, right?
285, because we're at 225.
I forgot, I keep forgetting
Yeah.
you raised it
We're
to
at 275, yeah, 275, then we raised
Oh,
it
why-
to 10,000. And then you raised, we were doing 35 for equipment and you bumped that to 40. And the whole intention was you were gonna put, they said they didn't need that 40 this year, or that 35. And they didn't need the ambulance lease, so you're putting 100,000 back in 2025 for EMS and funding subsidy for 285,000.
And I think, just for me, that 35,000 that we were given every year, just automatically given and hoping they take it. If they don't take it, I think that that shouldn't be our intention anymore. It should just go into that fund that
Right.
stays, and then we can plan for
We'd have
what
to do
we
an
know that
ordinance
they
like-
need. Now, if they need something above and beyond that, they can always come and say,
We need to
okay,
do an ordinance
there's this
for that
new thing.
100,000.
that's right. There's this new thing that we have to have or whatever, but we know those other things are reoccurring and we're gonna have to replace those. So I think it's important that we
I think that
just set that kind of. set that aside.
35,000, it wasn't necessarily enough to do
It
a
was,
big, and then they didn't want to use it for small things, and
So
so
it-
they
it
were
was-
leaving it.
yeah. I think the intention was good, but the execution wasn't there for what we really needed it to be. Because you also don't want a circumstance that's use it or lose it, and then they just buy something because you don't wanna lose it. So having it where it builds up is much better, and then in planning for the future. Because a lot of these things we won't need for 3 to 5 years. Some of them may do.
And some of them will wear out sooner or later and
Mhm.
won't come all at the same time.
So at this point, we were 139,795 over.
I think we need to go back through though.
Oh,
Under
yeah,
budget. We're under.
that's with raises out of there.
Yeah, there's no raises in there.
I still think we need to go back through. We just did
Well,
it one round,
I
yeah.
understand, yeah. So you wanna go back to, or you wanna go back to looking for more cuts, or what do you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, cuts or anything, just let's look back over it.
Take a run through again on it, yeah.
Well, we're at the page 1 clerk. We taking the salaries back. Do you see anything on there?
Thank God I saved it.
What is that warrants?
That's
They
for
have-
checks, and right now the state is instituting something where they're gonna use less, but it's still not working, so they still need the checks. Until the state gets their new software, whatever, working where they can do it electronically, they're still using checks is the way I understood it.
Yeah, it's for their child support.
Yeah. Until they get that working, they're gonna need those warrants. That's what that is.
Well, it was
That's what she
15,
explained.
it was 1,500 last year. And we have not went over 1,500, looks like. So could we cut
Just one.
that back to 1,500?
She can check where we're at like
I'll see
today.
where it's at.
I-
Huh? She doesn't rely on it, not be so much. Yeah. What's that account line, the number? 22.
I thought probably in last year, she had probably budgeted at a lesser amount, thinking
She
that
was intending,
they were
she was,
gonna- not need it, and then I think,
they only have 254 left,
I think they did.
Out of,
1,500.
they have 254 left for the rest of the year out of 1,500.
And I don't know how she spends.
And there's no transfer, she's literally paid invoices to Rainbow Printing.
$50 items to that.
Okay.
What to do.
But
So you wanna do
maybe
1,500 again?
toward the end of the year, she can transfer some, if it looks like she hasn't used some out of the other budget, do a transfer,
Are you wanting to take it down to 1,500?
15, back down to 1,500, and then during the
Okay.
year, and if we have to do an additional, toward the end of next year, then, we can do
Some of
that.
the checks aren't going up or something.
I prefer transfers, to use all their budget up, from out one of the others. That, just a suggestion.
Yep. I mean, we
That's
can,
about
I'm
it.
okay with that, whatever, you guys wanna do that?
That's all right, I guess.
Take that down to 1,500?
1,500,
That's on the warrants.
clerk, yeah.
I think you total to 216,
I mean, if we
152.
need it, we have to give it to her, but at least for this budget.
I guess she can always come back for additional.
I haven't seen any indication except what little she's got in there now.
Okay, is that the only cut you see additional?
That's all I see.
216, 152 then?
So I'm just gonna keep a
Unless-
list right now.
Unless you want to take
How
office
much we
supplies
cut.
back
So we've
down
only
to
cut
2,600.
1,000.
Right.
You can take that office supplies down to 2,600, what it was this year. Can you check that?
No,
Um,
21.
21,100. Is that how you want me to say it?
Bounce back out. 1,000. 2,600 was appropriated, they've spent 1,633.25, so $966.75.
I think we can take it back some, maybe even more. And
Couple
take
hundred
it-
here, couple hundred there.
I mean, I think we take it to 2,000 maybe. What'd you say?
1,600.
Can we take that to 2,000 office supplies?
How much did she, actually spend?
1,600 today.
1,600 today, she's got 966 left, so.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's-
we're on
yeah, we
pace for
could-
around
yeah.
2,000, so.
Cut it to 2,000.
Where she did spend in 23, 22, 17, 18, 36, and 22,
So that's average, that's good.
I get.
Minus 800.
Make it 2,000.
I'm gonna do a grand total for each location. So we're at 1,800 right now. 2,000. And that's see how much she spent on copy paper.
So that brings that to 213, 352.
Should be consult today.
I got 215. What did I not? He only subtracted off 800.
I said 215, 352.
215. Oh, they
Yeah.
said,
He did.
he said 213, didn't he?
Yep.
Did I?
You did. David, that's your dean.
I said 213?
Yeah.
I was like, 213. I
That's
got
what I wrote
215.
down, see?
That's what I heard.
I got 215.
What's the matter?
Not one extra.
215, 352.
Cheap hearing aids.
I can't speak. I can't.
And it's all, not even 9 o'clock yet, David. My gosh, I was doing them all day yesterday.
So we want to move on to the auditor.
So I subtracted off 1,800 out of clerk.
Let's see.
Let's see where I can cut it.
What about your office supplies? Can you look at it? Just see where you're at.
Where I'm at.
Mhm. It's 21,100.
They spent 24 last year.
Oh, it is.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
we
they
had to
something extra.
get copy, we had to get
Oh,
copy
they did.
paper, because
We're
we're,
buying enough for this year.
July, the end of the year. Yeah, by again, end of the year. But that's doing the administrator stuff now, to kind of combine 2 offices into one.
Could we cut the travel back where it was last year?
I mean, you can, most everybody raised theirs a little bit, because I don't submit mileage, because I drive my own vehicle,
Right.
and,
Yeah.
I just don't do that,
Why did we increase your postage?
because
Because of all that. I have to
She's
mail
mailing out
That's
those.
of Lisa being,
No, actually, we'll get more back out of that. I mean, that's a good thing.
it is, yes, I'm teasing.
For those exemptions and things.
Well, that's probably good money being spent.
It is.
Oh, yeah, it's bringing in money, yes.
Yeah.
I've spent
I'll give you more if you wanna do more.
$720.08 total right now. I have 1,500 budgeted, I've spent 720.08, and I will order my paper and everything at the end of the year for the next year. So, huh? Oh, we also have copy paper, so I don't know, we could probably,
So we can
Let's just
we
cut
cut that to 15
This
then
is
back,
eliminating dollars.
sure, go for it.
25 rather?
25.
What are you talking about?
What do we?
Oh, he's wanting to cut my travel.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you need to travel,
I mean, I can cut it back, I've got that extra
We can do
$1,000
that
there, and the good thing is,
everybody
most
gets
of mine's paid.
So what'd you cut your office supplies to?
I mean, we can,
Nothing yet, okay.
nothing yet. I mean, I got 700 left. I'm trying to think. I mean, I could always do some office supplies if I needed them out of plat book.
Okay.
So if you wanna cut my office
Deal.
supplies back to
Deal.
1,000.
What's in your flat?
So cut that 500, yeah.
Not very much. Look it up.
I
Quit being
will.
stingy.
I'm not being stingy.
She said it, I heard it, I'm writing it down. She can get her
How
office
much is in
supplies.
my flat book?
If you, I mean, can you buy them all out of there? Is there any rules that say percentage or, I don't know how that works. What are your rules on flat
Oh,
book?
I can, it's like I use it, yeah, for just the mapping stuff.
She's looking up her plat book stand to see if she can purchase her office supplies out of there. If she has enough
Yeah.
revenue and what her cash balance is.
Well, you know, if she needs something toward the end of the year, we have to come through on it.
I have right under 66,000, and then,
You can buy a lot out of there. You wanna buy your copy paper out of there? That's a lot.
but I fund my dollar out of there for my employees out of there. So I ended
How much
last,
is that?
well, here's the whole thing, I ended last year at 64,116. My receipts are 10,870, and I've expended 9,041, so pretty much my annual revenue
You're spending it.
I'm spending it.
But she still has 66.
Oh, no,
by
she has a
66,
balance.
so, I mean,
and
it
these
can
are
help this year.
significant amounts.
Yeah, it can
You
help
can't
this
do
year.
it every year.
I can't do it every year, but I mean, I
Yeah,
can move my office supplies to plat book if we make a note that we gotta watch it each year, kinda like
yeah.
where I'm not over expending.
Are you restricted what you can use that?
I was wondering, what
Or
are
is
your
it-
restrictions? Can you buy your supplies out of there?
I can do, yeah, and, we used to have office supplies, some office supplies but in that area. I could probably move my office supplies and copy paper there. Now, I was gonna come to you guys, possibly if I didn't have enough money in office supplies, I wanna buy desk scanners for, especially for Kimberly, with the claims.
Those little ones.
Oh, you don't
I
have a
threw real
scanner?
We have a computer scanner, but do you realize how much
With
she
the
has
net
to,
on it?
how much she has to do with scanning all those claims?
Those aren't that expensive.
No,
Those little ones that just slide real fast?
Yeah,
That's what
I
I
wanna
have.
buy desk scan, that's one thing I was gonna buy out of plat book this year if I didn't have enough money in office supplies, which I think they're like $150, but,
That's really efficient.
very
You can just do it right at your desk.
timing, yes, I definitely wanna get one at Kimberly's desk, if not one at Nicole's for her mapping and stuff that she does, cause
They're very
hopping
nice.
up and getting up, yeah. So that was one thing I was gonna buy out of plat book.
Well, if nothing else, we can
Okay, so
take it out of.
you're telling us your
Yeah.
1,500 office supplies and your 1,500 copy paper.
I'll move that to plat book.
Okay, thank you. Forever.
Thank you.
Got it. I'm gonna put forever here.
I don't think you want to do forever.
She's just trying to razzle dazzle.
Couldn't take much.
From you, no. So I cut 3,000. If you wanna take my travel back to 25, I think we'll be okay.
All right,
Because of everything that the Auto Association pays for. So
okay. Thank you.
2,500.
You know, like I said, if you need to go someplace, we're not gonna not let you go someplace,
Thank you.
you know.
Okay, so that's 35, right?
You just have to get me going. I'm just kidding.
That's my baby stuff on there. So I cut 3,500.
I guess they usually have meals and stuff there, you know, like,
Oh, yeah.
at your conferences.
We had the Roaring 20s.
What's the total for that?
241, 459.
220.
241, 459.
Okay.
So we'll have to add those into plat book. Add my office supplies.
Do you want him to do that now?
No, I'll make a note and I'll do it.
Forget it. We won't forget it.
15.
Okay, moving on, I guess, to treasurer.
They don't have it.
Only thing be travel, but.
Did everybody increase it?
Yes,
I think we can
because
take it back. If we're gonna do one, we can just do them all.
That's
They travel
fine.
back 15.
Yeah.
take it back, and then if something happens where they need more, then they just come to you.
I did not skip some. We need,
There's
oh,
not
the
much,
clerk didn't think.
not much else on there to work with.
500.
Is some of her travel also like yours, where the state pays for some of it?
Yeah, she's on the Treasurers Association.
Of course, she's probably trying to cover for maybe other employees or something.
That's where it frees up, because a lot of times it's only me being able to go, but since we go and we're not paid for, then we can, take other people. I've actually been able to, no, not at this time, but I've been able to, because of that, Kim and Nicole went to an SRI training. They're getting ready to go to a settlement training, so I've been able to.
You're saying because yours is paid for, so it's free
It
to
freed up
for them
money
to go
here.
to training.
For them to go to trainings, yeah.
Sometimes you spend a little and bring back a lot of knowledge, you save a lot more. One thing.
So is that the only thing we see there for cut, or we already eliminated that?
She pretty well
678?
stayed
She doesn't have any.
the same.
Yeah, I don't think she has really.
Okay.
Okay, so she cut 500, we cut 500 from there.
164,
272.
Yeah.
472.
742.
742.
We're all transposing numbers today.
164, 742.
You know,
Uh,
164. Who's keeping track?
I can understand him transposing, but me, I just don't get it. David?
I really,
Recorder.
You don't have anything cut there. She
Yeah.
pays for everything on her own. That's just salary.
Sheriff?
Let's go down there. If you, that uniform went up.
It's fuel and all went up a lot. Was that because, what was?
Well, we talked about that last
Because he
year,
was
remember?
under last year,
He was
wasn't
under, and then he added 2 deputies, so I don't think they wanna go
Yeah.
backwards.
He's-
Steel?
Yeah,
I
he
think we
spent
need,
50 he
can you
spent
tell us
52 in
how much they
23.
spent?
He spent
is that
64.
short, Dick?
It won't tell me additional, but you can look and see how much. Hang on, I just texted
You
them.
can tell us year to date,
Year to date, how much has been appropriated.
but we can take uniforms back, maybe. Well,
1,000. 23101. You want fuel though, right?
yeah, I'm waiting for you.
They've expended the full 40,000.
I didn't think it would be
There's
there.
not a penny left. And they've got an additional appropriation that's coming in October, because they turned it in, but because we changed the September meeting, they turned it in the week of,
About 10 days.
yeah, I couldn't advertise it. And, I'll be so glad next year when we don't have to advertise, because then I can, as long as I have it before I send it to you guys and put it on the website, we're good.
So we don't wanna cut that,
Which one?
fuel.
Oh,
But what about these uniforms? There's $1,350 increase. I mean, I know he said that the uniforms went up, so I just didn't know. I'm sure they did.
see, there you go.
Huh?
They don't buy those every year, right? Do they?
I don't know.
I mean, I would think that.
I don't know.
Oh,
the
yeah.
location.
They get an allowance every year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just to cover that then. With
Do they get
two-
paid a clothing allowance?
I mean,
For like a,
they
don't
paid
get
for
that, do they?
uniforms before, sometimes out of
They do
common
get that, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
Yeah.
we could ask them to
Okay,
do
then
that.
it's this, okay. Yeah, they get a clothing
I
allowance,
mean, that
but
way if they want
it's,
to buy shoes or,
it's not on their paycheck, is it? They get a separate check, which I thought Tulsa he does it too. They get a little check
Once or twice a year or something.
once a year.
The vehicle maintenance,
That's that time.
could we cut that back?
Depends on what we do.
Prices really
The
here.
uniforms, leave the way it was, we cut it back.
I think we're gonna leave it.
They increased it quite a bit,
Which one, Stan? I'm sorry.
if they
the
get new,
vehicle
if they
maintenance.
get new lease vehicles, they won't
Yeah.
get as much maintenance.
but we're not,
We didn't budget for
we've
that.
got 17.5, so we're not, I don't see how you can cut it at the way we're
How
looking
much
at it.
have they spent this year in the
Vehicle maintenance?
vehicle maintenance?
Well, if we're gonna buy those vehicles, they're not getting newer, they're getting older, so
So
I do think if we're gonna go with the ones, if they end up purchasing the 5 for $3,500 a piece, we're gonna need potentially more maintenance. I think he's right. Or at least have some money for that, but it'll save a lot from
Mhm.
the $63,000
Older
lease.
vehicles will require more maintenance.
They spent,
Yeah, but we always, do it, transfer, come up with the money.
they have
During the
spent
year.
all $4,500.
What's that?
They've spent all $4,500, they literally have zero left, so that means they're probably paying for the rest now out of commissary. When they hit zero here, then they pay out of commissary.
Yeah. Cut it to 5 or 6, cut it to 6.
That's meeting in the middle.
Yeah.
That's meeting in the middle, and giving them
Yeah.
half of what they
Yeah.
have, more than they asked for, right?
I guess you can try that and then
6,000,
Yeah, we know if something happens, we're gonna have to
We can
fund
do
it, to get the car back on the road.
we can do that, 6,000.
So 2,000 you cut from sheriff. I'm keeping track of how much you cut from each department, then I can just add it together and not have to
Where was
rewrite.
the other one?
Well, you just cut from 8 to
Oh.
6.
I was looking at 4,500. I was looking at 4,500 for this year. Tally that.
I don't see anything else in there, do you?
No,
What about the liability?
I guess my
insurance?
only question, this isn't going the right direction.
Liability, let me check and see how much they paid.
Is The 17.5 will cover the
That's for the
5
reserve
vehicles to
officer.
purchase the 5, but
I'll
they
see
still
how
have
much that
4
is.
with super high mileage, so
30.
are they gonna,
Can it be
should we set aside a little
absorbed
bit to
the
lease a
commissioner?
couple or
Or-
purchase them, I don't
That's
know.
separate.
It's a separate policy.
I mean, I don't agree.
We don't
with the
need to
whole
pay it.
63
Well,
thing.
yeah, we do. It's a separate policy, isn't it, Kelly? Yeah. What? The liability for the reserve officer, it's 800 exactly. Well,
What's
no,
it cost, Kelly, to lease
they
one
haven't spent
vehicle?
it
I don't
yet,
have that
but I
with
don't
me.
know when
I
it's
didn't
due.
bring
Let
that
me
with
see
me.
how much they've done. Let me see how much they did last year.
I wrote that down.
See when they paid it out last year.
But we can set aside some. So that they could,
They spent 779 in 22.
They paid, so they probably paid it since then. It was
or we can just
519
ask them to
last year
maybe fund it out of
In
commissary or
23.
something.
and 23, and they paid it 6.5,
Whatever
so
that is, whatever that rotation
they-
is looking like.
but they haven't paid it yet this year.
Can we absorb that through the commissioner's liability
we'll have to increase that.
insurance? Huh?
We'll have to increase that amount, so it's,
It's
all in
general,
all
it
in
doesn't really
general.
matter.
We wouldn't have to do it right now, this budget says,
but I'd have to come for an additional, because we literally have our lives, we always have, well,
I need gloves.
toward the end of the year, we'd have to do it additional.
Are you
We
saying
just
you
have
have
to
paid
know that's what we did,
yeah.
Have you not paid it yet in 24?
I would like to
No,
have
so
all
say
the
I can't
liability
pay it.
insurance.
Liability.
I think you need to pay it right away. January, you think.
I would like to have all the liability
You think so?
insurance,
Give me a look.
just through the commissioner, not
All
have
right,
each
let me look real quick.
individual
Hold on.
You know they're insured,
departments.
so it's somewhere.
We probably paid it out of commissioners. Kelly's saying. Because we did all of them at the same time.
Is it over, or if it's not, we'll just cut this
That's all
out.
we got so
We're
far.
already
Let's
paying
just-
it out of there.
Let's just cut that, because we paid all of it out of commissioners, because it all comes as
Okay.
one, and we're fine, yeah. We had to do an additional, remember I came to you guys for
We just have to write that down, that it's all
Yeah.
gonna be,
we came to an additional for you guys for 4,571, you remember that earlier this year?
Yeah.
Because the workers' comp, am I right, Kelly, wasn't it like 4,000? Or did I transfer?
I don't remember
No, I
that.
did transfer,
we did a
I did a transfer. Never mind.
I mean, I'm not saying you didn't, I'm just.
I did a
There's been a
transfer,
lot.
so I wouldn't have come to you, yeah.
So we're reducing this.
I don't like to do additional.
800,
2,800.
Before I
yeah,
do
take
an
that down
additional.
to zero.
Additional.
And then I come to you and say, hey, I
Right.
need this money to
Said
cover
we paid it
this.
out of the commissioner's
Hoping I wouldn't need
liability.
this, now I do.
This should
So
all,
cut this
to me, all
liability.
the
Yeah, cut that
departments
out,
should,
600.
we should only have one
Is
liability
it 800, yeah.
coverage,
Easier.
It makes it easier for
Yeah.
us.
yeah.
That makes it easier.
Okay. Liability insurance, out of
Yeah.
commissioner.
So you cut 2,800 out of there, out of the sheriff so far.
What's that equipment was 100, now it's 1,000? Anybody know? I didn't have any notes on that.
We know if we have to come up with it at the end of the year or fourth quarter or whatever, we'll have to do it, but,
Yeah. See what that is.
Maybe thinking of something.
I wonder what that is.
500. Remember 2,800, because I just cleared my.
I know, I was gonna say, you just cleared it.
Um,
It's only $100, but now it's 1,000. That's, I don't know.
Maybe he's buying something that he didn't buy last year. Only $900.
We cook for the new deputies or whatever.
He spent, there was only 100 budgeted. They have paid 7702, so they have 2298 left. And it looks like they're paying it to Harmonic
Electronics.
Harmonic Electronics. And they paid $1.12 to 7702, that goes to Harmonic. And then 112, where's that here? Get a bill for $1.12, maybe they go in a little piece. Just curious as to what that invoice is for. Oh, it's a battery. An MTP H7 battery costs $1.12, just so you guys know.
What about this radio repair and maintenance 36300? Can you tell? It was 500 and it's gone. They requested 1,000. I'm just curious where we're at with that. 36300.
where you at?
Radio repair and maintenance, it's going from
That's
500
all
to 1,000.
500,
Okay.
and that's going to Harmonic Electronics as well.
Okay.
And I'm, here, let me just look at this, just to give you guys an idea. Because they paid exactly 500, and I highly doubt the invoice is for exactly 500.
You mean it's more?
Yeah, the bill was for 575.90, so they had to pay the rest out of concierge.
I don't see anything else, do you?
So we're leaving it at
I mean, I'm just saying, I don't see anything. Anybody else?
I don't even know.
Okay.
So we took
Moving on.
2,800 from the sheriff.
$873,652.
No.
Oh, I haven't subtracted yet.
Here, I'll open it back up.
It's 2 for you, David.
Or have I?
I'll give you.
No.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so all we did was take out that 800, right? And the 2,000, yeah. So I've got 870, 852.
Okay.
Moving on to corner.
Mm,
I thought we kind of looked at this pretty,
You looked at it pretty thorough when you went through the first round,
There's not really.
because you guys were waiting on us, yeah.
yeah. I don't think there's anything you can do there.
I mean, nothing's really different.
I don't see
It's just 50 here.
subscription dues, $250 that does that, so same.
The only thing I said, just cut travel back to 500 like you had last year.
I think it's probably.
That's the only thing I see, you know, work with last year's budget on travel.
I should run that laptop. 23 months.
And if he needs to go in the budget, we'll have to fund it.
Right there.
Did it say 200?
I don't think, just 100, I don't,
What's that?
I don't think
He's
I've
got
got that.
545.50.
On the travel, that covers everybody. We don't have any training areas in southern Indiana for the coroner's office. All our training, we have to travel
Yeah,
up north. And, they have to annually 16 hours per person.
You use it very much.
So
Take a lot.
right now,
I've still got claims from the coroner's conference that I paid that I have not turned in because I'm waiting to see what I've got towards the end of the year in December, before I turn the rest of my claims in, which is maybe another
Yeah.
$50 or $70, but
I do want
I'm
to say
waiting to
that, yeah.
see what I've got left before I even turn in the rest of my claims.
But can we say if we
Are you hearing
push
what he's
it back
saying?
or take it
We have
the
elected
500
officials
like
and
last
department
year,
heads
if you
that
need
take
some
stuff out of
more,
their
then we'll have
because
to
they don't.
fund
Well,
it. But, you know,
Actually,
Yeah.
I'd be more apt to give
Or
up
really nice meals, I mean, I'm not expecting that, but I'm just saying.
the morgue fees, if anything.
I don't
well, the
expect
thing
that.
is, you can, during the year, to make it clean, you can ask for a transfer from one line item to the
Oh,
other.
I do that all the time,
Yeah.
trying to stay, so I don't have to come to y'all to ask for
Right,
any money. Now,
yeah,
on
yeah,
this one, I still put in this year for morgue fees.
yeah. Well,
But
if you
that
know,
was
you know,
due to, I didn't know if we were gonna get a cooler
yeah.
when this was
More
submitted.
than
I think
Which,
on the travel, you're saying you need that.
yes, because it's,
So I don't think you want to cut it. If you
But the
need-
thing is, he said,
Just $100.
It's just $100. He's not turning in his fees. He's going to use it.
Yeah,
So he's willing to cut morgue fees a little.
yeah, because morgue fees, right, when this was submitted, when it was due,
you
it
were
was still
taking,
up in the air if we was gonna get a cooler or not.
okay.
That was our big issue, because
Take that out.
now, thanks to ARP, we've got.
We just
money
take that
for the
off,
cooler.
do you mind if we just take that
I
off,
don't-
is that 300?
I'm fine with it, then if for
Okay.
some reason I needed to send
Yeah,
a body to have frozen.
There may be a
then I'd
circumstance.
have to come and
Yeah.
ask.
that's okay,
31,800. I'm 2/3 of the way down.
that's the only thing I see. I don't wanna.
oh, the
mess
morgue
with more
fee.
gravel
300.
after you
Oh, I thought he said morphine.
of morphine.
said- Morphine?
I thought,
Sometimes I need it.
Prescribing stuff now, Warren?
Well,
That-
I'm getting older, I am getting a little bit,
Warren, your
Hard of hearing.
subscription and the dues went up. Is that, what's that based off of? Because you had $750 and last
That
year.
covers,
Last year you paid $13.75.
that I'm covering in case I have somebody quit, then we have to
Reduce
resubmit
some
their
of it. Yeah, I knew we had to move.
further dues, because
Is that what it costs, $250?
the,
It's okay, I was just curious what it costs.
well, it's $75 per deputy and
Okay.
$150 for me.
Okay,
But if I have one or two, you
I
never
understand.
know who's gonna quit, but if they're already been paid,
it's not that much.
then they won't transfer that payment from one deputy to a new deputy. You have to resubmit for another deputy.
Okay,
Hopefully we can have less autopsies, but we'll just keep it there, because that
Yeah.
looks like the history looks like we're.
Yeah, we're autopsies, I mean, we could cut that, but at the same time,
No, I mean, I like to be realistic, it looks like the history shows that
Yeah,
that's where we're at, but I'm just saying, hopefully, we don't have as many.
you're not the only one.
okay, that's,
Coroner's
63.
300.
so we did 300 there.
62.
So take it back to
32.
63,200.
Thank you, Warren.
You're welcome.
Assessor, I think we had kind of cut all that, hadn't we?
Travel, we can take the travel. Down, right? If we're cutting on anybody else's travel back down to what it was.
Take it back down to 14.
Yep.
I may have to come for an additional.
Right.
1,400.
yeah, that's understood. We'll
We'll see where it
do
goes.
that. You know, I'm writing notes on everything I do.
Okay, so I think that's,
That's it.
That's about the only thing you can do
okay,
here.
so. I'm waiting for you. Oh, I can just do it, never mind, I can do it.
That's 600.
148, 598.
I almost got Dean one.
Prosecuting attorney,
Nothing there.
there ain't nothing there, is there?
No, we went to.
So that remains 79217, county extension.
Their budget's pretty efficient. and
There
high.
wasn't much there we could really do.
Not that everybody else's isn't, but I mean, theirs is pretty clean.
They didn't increase. That's a lot.
Because they're out and out, but they still can use the top of. Okay. So that helps.
Yeah, they can't you leave as is.
I think
Yeah,
we
travel a lot.
leave that as it is.
Good though.
And they're out, they're not most travel people, totally, this, you know, the accessory uses it too.
Okay, leave that one.
Yes, veteran services,
He doesn't know any. Except for the gas cards.
the only thing there is those gas cards.
That was
Only-
something we started with,
The only thing I know that the confusion with him on the ADA, and we can talk about this when we go to wages, but I think this job entails a lot more than
What we see.
what we see. I think what his gumption on necessarily is that, hey, I'm not even making $750 extra, you know, with 1,000 in taxes coming out of it, whatnot. So if you would, because we're gonna be, I don't wanna take it on. That's just something, and I'm telling you, that guy is busy. I mean, we can all vouch for that.
Yeah, he
The
stepped up
amount
to the
of
plate.
people that are in his office and the amount of stuff he does. So when, I don't want us to lose him doing the ADA over $250
No,
because I don't know who else is.
He was thinking that he was going to be.
He was going to be
netting 1,000.
making $1,000. So by the time his taxes, you know, we adjusted for our social, you know, I explained it to him and he understood.
I
you
think
know,
he dismissed, there was a misunderstanding there of what
But it-
commissioners had said and what you had said at our council meeting.
Yeah.
It was 1,000 plus 250 for taxes, but he took it,
as
that he was going to get the
making it.
250.
Yes. Oh, yeah. But I can,
employer portion.
we have a good person in this veteran services.
You do.
And everything he does, including this ADA, he takes seriously and gives 100%. And there's a lot more to this ADA than just visibly.
oh,
So
yeah,
I would like for you guys to look at, you know, because if he says he's not gonna do it, because we never, it's not technically in his job description, he's just doing it to take a responsibility out of the administrator and auditor office.
Yeah.
So that's just something when we get going there. As far as the ADA, I would like to see that increase to the $1,250.
I don't see anything to cut.
Yeah, because after social security and federal and state,
Please make mine.
it's going to take it down to 1,000 probably almost, the 1,250.
Yeah.
That's what he would be netting then.
Yeah.
so we bumping that up to 1,250?
I mean, technically, it's not necessarily in the raised wages, it's in his additional
Right.
pay. So I mean, you guys aren't really talking about wages right now, but that's not considered a wage. That's,
No.
so
I mean, if you
that's
want, we
why,
can
that's why I
change,
brought it up
we
now.
can change it back to 1,250. Here, we might as well.
Well,
So here-
let's just do that.
Here,
I
we're going
think
in the opposite direction, but
that's going the opposite direction,
It's
but I
justifiable.
think this is, I'm glad we talked about it, yeah.
Thank you. And then his budget, other than that, I mean, his budget's there, it's tight.
Yeah, we're lucky that we got it. And he's
He did a
young,
good
he's
job.
willing to work.
did you bring that to 48,001?
48,048 is what I got.
Oh, I had 47,751. Is that not right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I brought it up to $1,250 from 1,000. I had 47,751
Plus 250.
plus 250. I don't think so. If I do them, my calculator doesn't, or my computer's off.
It's 48,001.
Yeah,
Ding.
Yeah. Number 3. You need a new adding machine for it.
Will you look at this? Come here and look at this.
Your
Look,
formula's
so come
wrong.
here.
Social Security has to change.
Oh, the social security has to change. That's why mine changed, because my equations are in there. Take my ding away, your social security
the social-
changes.
Give it to David.
So the social security goes to 2,779
I didn't, why didn't change that?
and the retire, because it will, so no wonder.
So
like,
the
see,
retirement,
Can we give that?
So social security's 2,779 and retirement's 4,069. with a grand total of 48,048. Take my ding away.
All right. We'll give it to David.
I don't want it because I was only doing the 250. Give it to Paul.
Okay, I think you all need one.
Okay.
Talk it over.
County council,
I'll give it to Heather.
I don't want to down your guys' travel because I really do want to encourage you guys to do more. And I feel like your budget before doesn't really support, the 1,500 doesn't really support you guys, all of you guys to do things. So I think the 2,000 safe.
I do a lot online.
Actually, we already
so
did.
I don't mind if other people don't. I mean, if there's something that's really beneficial.
I never turned it in, I travel.
Your travel, yeah, I bet most of you do, yeah.
Turning in travel for this last 3 days.
Travel to the armory. I took 3 vacation days. How about that?
Yes.
This is not
That's
a
what
vacation.
that's what you guys want to do. I understand the online, I mean, I know we get that, but
I know
I'm
what you're
telling you,
saying.
the networking is just, it's good.
I did like the one that didn't have.
we had that 48,159,
48,159,
so that
yeah.
didn't change.
Yeah.
County election board,
What'd you say
Plus, you
about
guys, if you guys go to that district meeting and they charge $75 a pop for you guys to go there,
that takes it.
I mean, that, yeah. That eats it up.
Was that always
find out
that
about
much?
Okay, and we might wanna get Rachel here, cause I don't wanna definitely speak for her, or I'll tell you what she told me, but if you guys wanna talk to her directly. So I had texted Rachel, asking her, and she was unavailable when I did, and then she texted me back, and I told her that you guys were wondering if there was a primary and general next year for the Hamilton question. She said, no primary, but we still do election stuff all year long. I said, the question is, can the 2,500 be cut in half since there's not a primary? And she said, preferably not, as they work all year long. And the Perry County Election Board members are at the bottom 25% of the state in pay. The job is so much more than just election day. So that's the information I got. So before you cut it, I'd maybe let her know or talk to her or whatever.
However, it's my understanding it's per election.
Yep.
It's not paid weekly, monthly, it's per election when they do get paid.
So on our end, we only pay them
$12.50
$12.50
each election.
each election.
So if there's not a primary, you'll just pay one, you won't
I'll
pay it
just
all
pay
out
in
in
the-
one,
Yeah, I'll just pay in November.
the full amount.
No, $12.50,
So we can cut
unless
it.
you tell me
So
differently.
we can cut it.
Yeah, we can cut it.
I think it's somewhere that we can cut, and if there's not in an election year doesn't have a primary, we know that. That's just my feelings on it.
And we've had this in the
You've been doing
past.
that already?
What did you do, in
You weren't here
20,
the last cycle.
Huh?
She
When?
probably wasn't here the last.
no, in the last city election, when we
When
didn't have
would
a
it
primary?
been?
Did we go ahead and pay it
Last year.
in 23?
Yeah, because there was a primary. Was there a primary?
It wasn't contested, so there was no primary. But maybe they,
Can you look at that?
wasn't that right?
That's in your payroll.
City elections last year, 23.
There was no May primary in 23.
No.
I don't know that.
It was election in November.
Oh, yeah.
They don't get in there.
I said, I don't know that. I said, that's her system, not
So you're
mine.
like,
How are those invoices coming in on that when you pay?
Claim.
those?
She, Kelly, how's that
And
coming?
what's the description on?
I think
you
that's
know,
probably,
It's not
okay,
like
if there's
they're
not a primary,
payroll,
then
the
there's
election
no
board
reason to have
members.
But did we pay
We
last
just
year?
I don't know, I guess.
We just paid in payroll, she says. I thought they were claiming,
Okay.
that's wrong. You be quiet, I don't know.
You're gonna get paid.
Well, she would add, it'd be a
Right
payroll
now.
voucher, which would come through that I would pay.
She does fill out a voucher?
It'd be payroll.
A payroll voucher. I knew I'd seen a voucher,
Payroll
okay.
voucher.
So it's just a payroll voucher, not a claim.
So it'll be $12.50 times 3.
Just got it. Look at us. We said we couldn't work together.
You did.
I did not. So did not.
I'm gonna get my
It'd be
files out.
$37.50.
Oh, I got a file.
They were paid May and
Oh, really?
December last year, or in 23.
You love me.
You're pushing it.
Okay,
In 22,
so next year should be,
they were
Me too,
paid
they've been
in
paid both
December.
too. Right,
They were paid in December of 22.
what they paid in
Thank you.
May also?
Everybody's texting. Oh, Michael's watching.
but they expended the whole thing each year. So how does that,
Let's see.
It's because she just said they were paid in May and December.
one of them, they were just paid in December.
No, not according to this. In 22, it shows 7,500, in 23, it shows 7,500.
Okay, yeah, in 22, sorry. I looked at Rachel and she must not have been there at that time, so.
Oh, it was, Mandy?
Yeah, it wasn't, because she was 23. She was
And the same in 21.
Monday off Thursday.
So they are paying themselves when there's no primary.
But we can change that,
So,
right?
yeah, cut that back.
We can cut that when there's not a primary. I think we should do
Yeah.
that.
I just know
Primary's
it's
not gonna
always
be there.
half and half, so I didn't know.
You
This,
guys
this,
wanna do that?
this is a little different, going, in 25, there's
Yeah.
technically no
That's the only year we're
primary period.
Right.
There, you did have a primary, but it was just uncontested. So we didn't really have a primary,
Right.
so we didn't vote.
If there, so,
But this is a little different, there's nothing.
and that happens every,
So we just cut that in half like we said before, right?
I think
I
so,
guess we can.
30, yeah,
3250.
No, 37.
37.50.
Ding.
Ding.
Okay.
I'm not hard.
I don't have that name.
I gotta figure social security because I didn't. 37.50 times 7%, 263.
7.65%.
What did I do? I did 7% like I'm doing tax.
Mm.
Ding.
287.
Thank you.
Look at you, bud. 287, you said?
Yeah.
So we were at 28,584. And we're now at 24,547. So we cut 4,000. $4,037.
Okay. And we'll just remember that going forward, so that if there's not, we don't need, we need to make that
547.
require anything, if there's not a contested
Thank you,
primary, or there's not, we need to just not pay that
I
out.
guess I just,
Okay, what's the total, sorry?
24,457.
Okay. 24?
24,457.
Thank you.
24,547.
547. We're getting slap happy. It is day
She needs
two.
to not do, I think.
So,
Okay, going on to commissioners,
Okay, let's see.
what do you got here?
Slash this. I don't want to go in that direction yet. I am a little concerned about that. Can you look where we're at with that $1 million right now? Because we just have to remember that we're adding 66,000 from the lit jail, 66,000 from the lit sheriff's office, sheriff, and one new jailer, potentially that could be on the insurance.
I watch this every month.
I mean, does it run real close, or if it doesn't, if there's room, then I'll feel much better.
Oh, you mean within the 1 million?
Yeah, because we've slid over 132,000 plus another potential.
We've only spent we budgeted $1 million. Year to date, we spent $475,205.
Okay,
No, you've got to remember, that's only through
June,
the end of June.
through the end of June. So
They made that
basically half,
transfer
that's right, we can
July.
only do that twice, yep. God, I love having her.
Well, that doesn't make me feel good.
Well, that's half.
What is half, but we're at 132,000 from lit jail, lit sheriff, and then potentially one more.
Right.
I don't wanna go that direction, but
We're at, because
We
we're
need to
taking
know
moving
that.
the sheriff.
66,
I
and
think we
then,
just wait how we are and see how we are. That's one of those things I can report to you guys each month. I mean, I'd be fine with certain things that I report to you. I mean, I want to try to remember to send you guys
There's
that.
just no real way of knowing.
we'll
There's
just
no
keep,
real
we'll
way of
just keep
knowing.
cutting. Yeah, or see what else we can do.
In this budget, we need to increase the internet.
Yes.
I heard the speed or something.
So if you guys notice,
Blurry.
yeah, the blurriness, we gotta fix that, and plus it's gonna help with the prosecutor coming, so we need to add,
It needs to be $2,400
Where's that?
for the budget instead of 15.
so we're gonna add, sorry.
2,400 to 150 to,
Instead of 15, we're going to 2,400.
Not the right direction.
I know, but we
Let's
gotta
cut
get that fixed.
4240.
is that a one-time shot?
All right.
I mean,
No,
No.
we're, yeah,
is that, would this be an
Monthly
ongoing, we're gonna have to have
Yeah.
2,400 each year?
yeah. We're gonna
The
have to.
speed, it kind of lags and it gets, it gets blurry and, yeah.
It's out.
It's not good.
The quality's not good on the live stream, and plus you gotta understand, we're probably moving the prosecutor's office over, so we're gonna need more speed.
What is the problem with the ticking?
Okay.
We talked about this yesterday,
That's the
remember,
clock.
okay, so what, I
I thought you fixed
thought,
that.
okay, what happened at the commission, okay, so it used to always, it has to be on Scarlet, so if you guys are at any meetings, before you start it, make sure that
change
is on Scarlet, and it says default, it's set as default, but it keeps switching on its own to echo, and if it does the echo, then
Okay.
it's getting all the sound in the room, and that clock is right above it.
Yeah,
And what happened at the commissioners meeting is I was getting ready to change it, and Randy asked me for information, and I ran to get it real quick, and we were past 6 o'clock, and it slipped my mind, and I remembered it after I had already hit live, and I couldn't change it. So if you have it, if it's on echo, so anybody that's watching out there and does any live streams, make sure it's on Scarlet default. We have asked Greg Jarbo, and he cannot figure out why it keeps switching back. Because we used to not have this problem at all. And that's what we talked, and we think maybe it's gotta be something within YouTube settings that we can't control. So we just have to,
Just remember to put it on Scarlet default.
yeah,
And then,
if you put it on Scarlet default, you're good, because then all it's gonna do is,
because it's always defaulting back to echo.
Yeah.
So then you get the clock ticking in the
Yeah.
blurriness.
Mm.
We thought it was already.
so I think the blurriness is with the internet.
That's the
The
internet.
echo is the speakers.
And then you can hear like the mop bucket or anything,
It's
you know, if somebody's
everything.
cleaning or talking, it's sitting at the,
Yeah.
where the sheriff's deputy sits.
It's kind of like this owl, it's picking up anything we do here. Because that's what it's set on, is the owl. But when you set it on that Scarlet, which is the brand, I think, of those mics that we have there, then it's only getting that. So anyway, yes, so commissioner's fault, my fault. Our commissioner's meeting was my fault. I forgot to switch it to Scarlet, make sure it was on Scarlet. So we went from 1,500 to 24. So we added 900 so far.
I think we can take that attorney back down to what it was, and just not give an increase, because I don't think we're giving one to the other, right?
That's true.
let's go with this. The
It's not that much.
Life Spring Health Systems, how much have they
You have to do
expended?
it.
You can't do that.
We don't have a choice.
That's state.
That's state set, and we have to pay them that, and we pay them.
It's a
back now.
percentage of something.
Okay,
Yep, that's right.
We
Good
can,
idea, Stan.
we can take that attorney to back to what it was, I think. Because there's like a 3.5% or 4%.
100% agree.
29,744. I mean, if you want to. I want to. Yeah, unfortunately, life springs we can't do. It's like a community health something. I don't know. And they're designated as that, yeah. I actually asked about the hospital if that was, and they said it's kind of an ordeal to.
So is the legal services Is that something that's new?
That's due to ongoing lawsuits, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
We always have something budgeted. Typically, we don't.
Right now, it's more what we're spending.
We expended all of that at the beginning of the year, and then we've been paying additional legal fees
Yeah.
out of Riverboat.
And there's just things sometimes that,
Yeah.
there are things, but then there's things the county gets hooked up on that we can't help.
There's a
because we're
lot of-
Co-signer on the hospital, or we're in Superior County and the prison wants to ask, somebody wants to ask, because
There's a
we're,
lot of,
it's crazy.
it's not just like the big lawsuits like we've seen, there's a lot of smaller ones, like she said. We have
Stuff we
an
can't help.
inmate out there at the Branchville, that sued, and since we,
Like this solid waste, I don't know if that's
that we had a
hooking
solid
us up.
waste employee, there's other small ones, it's not always big.
Should
had
we get reimbursed for that?
Dang.
This is a Branchville. You know,
Sometimes we just get
looped in it as a
tagged on,
county.
yeah.
Oh, we're not spending a lot on that though, are we?
Not on that one.
I don't think.
No, not on that one, that's why, what do we normally budget?
I
They
think we
just
leave
made,
it
they
as,
just
to
made
me, the
everybody,
state
you know,
should be responsible for anything that happened out in Branchville.
yeah, but I guess
Logically,
anybody can put anybody else on a lawsuit.
it shouldn't be put on the county.
We go through that pretty quick, this 10,000, I think we should leave.
Yeah.
We just, I think it was at a, no, it says
I think
here.
we were paying it out of
I was
consulting
gonna say, we were paying out consulting.
4,000, that
Yeah, it
was
wasn't
where we were
It
doing it.
wasn't enough.
And that, we finished. and then
I
that
do
was-
think this is
we did-
realistic though,
That's
because
exactly right,
we
just paid out of
fixed several.
consulting, because I was like, those zeros aren't right, we paid money, but it's out of consulting services. And as you guys can see, like in 2023, we were at 5,100. I just transferred money from other, and just so you guys know, within the commissioner's budget and all that, that's what I do. I pull from other account lines that I think that I might not need the money from first before I come do an additional. So I might come do an additional for an account line
Yeah.
that is short because I borrowed it to pay someone something else. I prefer to do transfers before appropriations.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
do too, yeah.
we've paid money for
I
legal
always want
fees, well in excess of what this 4,000 is.
Oh, yeah.
oh, a
Where
lot,
we pulling it from?
Riverboat.
yes. We're over
And we probably
50,000
got-
on one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this 10 won't even cover, if it were the same as this year, it wants that money
I
covered.
think you better just leave it. 2,400
Oh, yes, we can take that 3,000 out, for indirect cost, because we can, did we pay?
Where's that at?
Second page, top.
Oh.
Page indirect cost.
Dossett?
Yes. We just got, from Dawson, they told us they passed now, where we can pay that out of our,
What they bring in?
yes,
Okay.
instead of that. So it's kind of a wash or whatever, but it will run that, in a sense, negative
Which is
until we
good
get the money, you know what I mean? Run that fund. Because we pay them before we
They'll
get the
just
money.
take it out of there.
They won't just take it out, no, you have to pay it, because we pay Dossett. We get that indirect cost money, but like if we got $33,000, technically then we would pay the 3,000 out of that and only get 30,000. Instead of having to budget in general, so.
So take it out?
Yeah.
That's good.
How's our care of patients and inmates?
We looked at that yesterday, I think,
71.
I think so.
Where are we with that?
I thought it was around 170 or something. So.
Look it up real quick, 'cause I cannot remember off the top of my head.
And the problem with that is that facility that's been closed, I think it shut down or it was gonna shut down. So now we have to send them further away, which means more expense.
For the indirect cost.
But then we added,
Yeah, we added 900 for internet. And we took attorney from 31 down to 20.
so that's minus
I wish the state had some
1256.
kind of reimbursement, but
Oh, for that.
I was wondering.
we should lobby them.
Five veterans, leave alone.
Here, 39.
I think they would.
106. View balance on account. 1,000. 39106. We've spent 131,148. We have 80,851 left.
We've spent that through when?
That's to line. That's live, because we pay those. This is claim docket, so that would be as of
Can you see
the
what
last
the last
claim
claim
docket.
was? What the last,
9/16, we
like
paid
what's the date? Are they back? You know, are they?
9/18. Yeah. 9/18.
Their actual invoices for, they're not behind.
Nope, as soon as I get them, I add them on the next claim docket.
You know what I mean? They're not billing us like, okay, we're in June,
Let
but
me look at
they're
their
sent.
invoice.
That's what I mean.
See if I can pull it.
Sometimes they're behind. They don't tell places aren't up to date. They might be up to date sending us bills, but. Let's get the latest one and see what.
I am, it's gonna be small, that's what I was talking about.
Oh,
Um, Current month individuals.
bigger.
August.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, as of August 31st, yeah. So paying it September 18th, we're just, yeah,
I'm 1 month behind.
well, paying for the previous month, so we're really not.
Yeah, because you'll be both in January.
So that's good, hopefully.
Some years it's good.
Yeah.
4-H. No. Anymore. We need it. NACO, you have to. right?
David,
Publications. Will you need all that for the
Actually, finish this.
newspaper, all those additionals and all that?
Last year, we were at 33.28.
I mean,
Cut it back to
I
2,000.
mean, isn't that what you
I'm
need that for?
finished.
We've still got, I won't have to advertise additionals, so we'll just have tax stuff, tax rate. We'll have any bidding that we do.
January 1st, that goes to it.
I wonder if the bidding will, I mean, I'm sure we'll have to still advertise the bidding.
Yeah.
I maybe cut that back to 2,000. I mean, if you want. Let's cut 1,000 first. Under publications.
Do you want to do that under publications? Next year, they don't have to advertise in the newspaper the additional appropriations every time. So they can do it on our website and then on the bulletin board or however you plan to do that.
Website.
Just remove that.
We can take 1,000 off, she thinks, because there's still some other things they have to advertise.
Take it to.
Yeah,
Do
they,
what?
they
We'll
still,
just
she has,
reduce the 1,000.
yeah,
Yeah, 2,000.
there's still some things that she has to,
Send out,
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Required things, tax things, notifications.
take a publication to 2,000.
Yeah,
It's just your transfers that no longer have to be.
Just additional appropriations. We never had
Only
to
additional
advertise transfers.
appropriations.
yeah.
Additional appropriations do not have to be advertised. They announced it and they
In the
passed that and I thought it was gonna be July 1, but,
In the newspaper, you still have to do them.
It's January 1.
but it's January 1, so it'll have to be on our website and,
Put all the bulletin board too.
and I'll put it on bulletin board. We don't have to do bulletin board, but I always do bulletin board too.
So we reduce this.
Yeah, I've got it totaled here because I was.
Hey, I do think we can, do you want to take this care of this back to 212?
To which one?
That patient, care of patient, I didn't realize it went up. Back, just back to the
I think we do
212.
I guess you could.
I don't know, but I don't know why it went up to 230, so. We're not on track to,
Why make it
Be
210?
210 or
That could
215, make it.
it's kind of one of those weird things, but the history shows, can you look at last year? Well, I'll
Why
look
don't you take it
at
to
I
210?
did it last year.
Yeah, that's.
Last year
Okay.
we spent,
That'd be 20,000.
I think what we did, because last year we spent 212.
Probably.
Last year we spent 212.
All right. Just take it.
I don't like that too. I don't like those numbers.
What do you want to take it to, 210?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
still even. I don't like all that.
We spent about 170 so far.
So take off another 20,000.
130,
130 so far.
so a little less than where we were last year. It's one of those things, Paul, that is,
We added
but if we
9.
look at history, it's close, so I think that that's.
So we added 900, took off 3,000,
Took off 1,000.
took off 1256 for the attorney,
Oh, yeah.
took off 2,000, took off 1,000, and took off 20,000.
And 3,000. You have to pay that in NACO, then.
I think so.
That doesn't change your social security because that's a consulting fee.
Right, it's a contract.
So what was the total? I've got 2,201,343. Who I did plus.
I need one of these clocks.
We were thinking about getting a digital clock. Getting a digital one put up there. Anyway, not here, at the,
Oh,
putting one of those digital ones.
It's hard to see anyways.
Yeah. So I think
But
we'll
just
order
write 2,201,343.
343. I just was getting my total for how much we took out of each department.
I think Paul and Stan will want to take a 10-minute break.
Sounds good.
Stan, you already had your break.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and continue, you guys go ahead.
You get it figured out for us.
Time we get back.
You're
I
fine.
can cut, I can cut.
We might come back to a minute. No.
We'll break it for 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'm glad you waited.
I gotta go to the jail when they come down.
Who?
Hale Edwards.
Is it her Pringle?
Yep, she gave.
Okay.
I
I
was craving chips the other
Trying to give
day.
away her Pringle?
Well, I'm gonna go buy her.
I'm just
a
gonna-
letter one for her. It was brand new. I got some chips.
You
I
gonna repay
appreciate
your
that.
debt? You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
I've
get her.
got mine so scratched up
That's
on
nice.
it, I would never know.
I wanna give her a happy container. Yeah, Lisa brought those.
No, I took them back. I took them out. I got two. Oh, I guess they're all. I think I took them out of the question.
Like making sausage, isn't it?
Jane, you had the easiest budget of all.
I know, thank goodness. I like that.
Make it really easy.
Yes, right. How you holding up, Kelly, through it all? Okay, good, good. Well, I'm fine. It's just a lot for you girls, I know that. It is. Yes. Yeah. Sure is. Mhm. Is that your little grandbaby?
That's one out of the other.
How many grandbabies you got?
4.
You have 4? Wow. Well, she's adorable, the one I see on your screen. And how old is she?
She is 5.
So I bet you have a ball with them, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's nothing like it. Oh, what a cutie. Oh my gosh. Adorable too.
She's 3. She's 8.
You're very blessed.
I love your shirt. I've never seen you wear that one.
Oh, well, it hides everything, so I like it. Good. Be comfy today. Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Oh. pick my purse up and find dirt on my pants. Oh. Check my email, see what's going on.
I'm gonna get one of my hand fans when I go home. Ding. Right, ding. It's very cold.
Right.
This says it's set on 73, but it's only 70.
It won't change, it won't take it back up, I know.
Who has the authority to fix that?
Probably Steve.
It's so cold.
Make sure I didn't forget to change it.
Everybody turn the fans off, maybe it's just fan really running.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah, you're right.
oh, I didn't change this.
We can't, it looks like the fan can be turned down. Oh, this one, you have it all the way down on this one. Or somebody, that one's like on 4.
Steven.
Are you cold, David?
No.
Indirect.
What the heck?
I feel pretty good.
I'm not cold.
I'm not either.
Should've went outside and fall out.
Good.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Internet, yeah, internet, I agree.
The sun does go warm when you
Oh,
go
yeah, that's
outside.
when I went outside.
Did you take 1,000 off of something? Publications, I did that one.
Yeah, a couple months you'll be saying, man, I wish it warmed up. Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, we sure had a hot summer.
I have a new total on
Last
it.
2 weeks, sir.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
you total,
Yep, I forgot to take off the NACO, or not, yeah, NACO, the indirect costs.
oh, on the,
And,
It's
yeah,
in a positive direction.
yeah, good way. Is that what you got, Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, 2,197,087.
what was that total difference?
26,356.
What's that employee consultation? What was that? I know that it was 0 and then now it's not.
It was removed.
We haven't moved it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we haven't moved it, because we hadn't spent anything in
I don't
it
even know what it
since 2022.
24,356.
What?
24,356.
I got 26. Because we took 2,000 on the off of something, didn't we? I got 1,000,
Yep.
20,000, 2,000, 1,256 is what we took off the attorney, 3,000, and then we added 900. I gotta remember what we took 2,000 off of. So maybe we didn't do it. Okay, so we decreased the attorney, and that's 1,256. Then we increased internet by 900, got that. Then, maybe we didn't do a 2,000?
A little bit down on Indiana Region 15, 12,416.
Which we'd already done that.
Okay,
this
yeah,
one,
yeah, I was just thinking. Dawson,
Then-
oh, 2,000 publication.
We took 2,000 off the publication.
Wait, no, we took it down to 2,000. We took it down.
We only took out
So,
1,000.
yeah, so she's right, so we only took off 24. Okay, so I wrote 1,000 and 2,000, but we only did, okay, so we
You
took,
thought we took off 2,000.
I thought we
took
took off
it down to
2,000.
2,000, yeah.
so I wrote 2,000 and 1,000. So we took off 24,356.
So it's 2,197,087, correct?
Yes, we both have that.
Oh, it's just your 24, or your total is all.
Yeah.
What we decreased.
Yeah.
Solid waste, we already tapped that.
Don't go like that.
The animal shelter,
Do that again.
And so-
So
Oh.
we'll start the morning.
It
That's
was.
the contract, that's the only thing that's on here.
You did, I didn't.
Yeah,
50,000.
we can't do anything with
Animal shelter.
animals.
I mean, I wanna leave
Needs
it.
that.
Yeah, I wanna leave her increase of 15,000.
Planning, zoning,
I really don't like to cut that animal control, but
I know. Planning, zoning,
did she ask for that?
Took it
Animal
in.
control?
Still 0.
0.
Zero.
So we,
Animal welfare.
Why didn't we?
that's
I think that was in there before in that line on it, I just put it, but I can leave it to the commissioners. If we do it. Eventually.
courthouse. Oh, we added, well, I mean, I don't think we can do anything here, can we? Are these utilities pretty much,
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, remember, we're pretty
Yeah.
much right on. then we moved the
15,000 from there.
there from Kim Pat.
So it's at 164,931.
Home version.
Well, it went down from the initial request, No, it didn't. We
No,
increased it, no, because we made those corrections.
Circuit court,
And we can remove that 5,000. I know it's not popular, but that's that $5,000 bonus or addition every year. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm in favor of that. Nothing against the judge. It has absolutely nothing against her. It's just, in my mind, if you do for one, you have to do for both. And if you can't do for both, you can't do for either. And we really can't afford it, to be honest. That's the truth of it. So that's how I feel. That's just my
It
opinion.
just puts bad taste when you give something and you take it away.
But it is like a stipend, it's not a part of the steps.
I don't know.
It's a
how
stipend or a
that got
bonus.
in there in the first place.
I get that.
And it is no disrespect to the judge. I think she does a
No.
good job. It has nothing to do with her. It's the position and, well, the position we're in, the position of the law allows to give it to the prosecutor and the judge if you see fit. And I just can't personally do for one if I can't do for both. And
Right.
honestly, we're not in any position where we can do at all. So that's how I feel.
I questioned that almost 14 years ago.
So I'm okay with removing it, but that's my opinion.
Okay, so there's 5,000 there.
Yeah, I think we ought to cut that.
Okay. And then you already took these back, right? Is that what we did? This pauper administrator, did we take that back? Kelly, when you gave us those numbers yesterday, that 6371,
That was,
taking it back to 6250.
that was the increase for the 26 and a half, unless you want to go back
Okay,
to the 6250.
But I mean, that's the increase. No, we have to do the 26 and a half, but that's not what the raise, that's just what we'll have to pay.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I want to make sure. So really, it's not an increase, it's just we have one extra week. Okay. Social Security,
Social Security will change if you take out that 5,000.
Yeah.
okay. It'll go down,
So let me figure it out.
and then, so this says, let's see. Group insurance, oh, I have something there.
Sorry, I'm texting Coy real quick. Sorry, personal text real quick.
Why do I have something? Group insurance, what was that all about? Why do I have something there, 58,000?
I don't have anything on group insurance.
Why do I have 58,000?
58,473 is probation officer. Did you put it in the wrong?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I was like, what the world?
Okay.
Okay, 58,473 was supposed to be for probation.
right,
Okay,
it should be zero.
and that's the state minimum.
Correct.
Which is what they have in the.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Chris,
Yeah, sorry.
when you took off the 5 for the elected official, what did you come up with Social Security?
Per diem,
Social Security went to 23,938,
39, okay.
23,938,
Yeah, 39. Okay.
what is it? Let me-
23,938.
So Social Security, 23,938.
Hey, just so you know, I don't wanna
You
just,
have that?
when we go to do the total, I don't wanna just subtract these up. I wanna re-add our totals because it
Did you guys do
Make
that?
sure.
make sure.
23,938.
Did you get the new Social Security? 938? Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty sharp.
Oh, well, good. Numbers. I'm gonna hold you to it. Watch for dings. Okay, per diem, what's this? Oh, what was it?
Say retirement.
That's the jury, remember the jury per diem, and we pay we can only budget 3,000 out of, it can only support paying out 3,000 out of the jury fund. So we budget 10,000 out of here and it's increasing.
Can you see what we spent so far? I know we've had more trials and I know the crime's going up, so. The severity and all those things. If you can look at that, we'll keep going. Okay. Office supplies went up 1,000, I wonder if we can take that back to 2,000 and,
I don't know, Church, she needs equipment. I don't know.
oh, you do?
That's her note.
Hmm?
Her note says need equipment.
I thought you had something else.
No,
Computer supplies. I am a little concerned about this proper attorney, but
We've got 200 and some thousand. Okay, so as far as jury fee, we
Mhm.
budgeted,
can you see additionals or?
yeah, because we originally appropriated 3,000. And then we did an additional in March of 15,000.
Oh.
Of that, so of the total 18,000, they've spent $12,187.22. So they have
We don't need to cut it.
right over 5,800, so now.
We do not need to cut them.
no.
And,
I just was curious.
and the full 3,000 out of jury fee has already been expended.
Okay. It's for the 18.
No, out of the fund, the jury fee fund.
Oh,
There's
okay,
a fund.
okay, yep. Lodging and meals, medical request has increased. Oh, those are those evaluations, she said. Law
She
books,
says they're doing more of those.
yeah, those evaluations.
Law
I don't-
books already cut back
Yeah.
from.
So I don't see anything else.
I don't either.
Can we get another?
So your total is, all you took out was the 5,000, correct? 599,451.
All right. Civil defense. That really is covered. Tires went down, that was good. Oh, we're on EMA,
Yes,
EMA now.
yes.
I think he explained this pretty well yesterday. Radios, I don't know. Oh, what's this, e-dispatch? What's that? Oh, page tone, okay. I wonder if that can't be a dispatch expense, like we can't charge that to that 9010 account. I don't know. You know what I mean?
What is that?
That 9010 or something?
Oh,
You know, if it has anything to do with dispatch, I don't know.
Hmm.
Can we ask him?
Yeah.
Do you think he's here? Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to find areas that we could pull from that, because I know there's cash in there. And I don't know, he can tell us if that has anything to do really with, I know it says first responder e-dispatch, but if it's, is there any way that it can be a dispatch expense that would help with 4,440? Hey, Steve, so this, e-dispatch, first respond, the tones and all the things that you were talking about yesterday, is there any way that that can come out of like that 9010 for dispatch, or is it not really? I mean, am I misinterpreting it because it says e-dispatch? Is that something that
I
could be
will have
a,
to see if that's an eligible 911 expense. I can check.
okay, yeah, if
I
you,
can check and see if it is.
I mean, it would just help us relieve 4440 off of the general budget, and then if you can get it like out of that 9010, or don't you have that 9010 for if you guys need
Well,
something
Yes.
extra?
Let me,
I mean, it would just be helpful.
I may have to send an email.
That's okay.
Okay. Yeah. I can check on that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And is there anything else? I mean, I don't think so, but anything else that you think?
Could come out of the.
Yeah,
I will take a look at it.
okay,
Yeah.
appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, Steve. The GIS mapping, can we bring it down to 300 again? I mean, where it was last year.
Here you go.
I
Sorry,
think it was 300, I think.
GIS here.
GIS mapping.
It was 500.
500 this year.
Yeah.
But we expended 300 and 2022, 300.
I don't know what we got left as far as another payment. We make, sometimes we do two payments. one at the beginning of the year and one at the end. I'll see if we got another payment coming out of that. You're saying if we could reduce it from 5 to 3?
5 to 3,
Let me take a look. Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Give me just a few minutes.
Do you think those Wi-Fi's can come out of state 911?
I don't know if it's that, yeah,
No.
okay.
I'm pretty
And none
sure
of,
that
and none of
one
this
was-
training travel is for you to go to dispatch stuff.
That's in the 911, that's for dispatch.
This is your,
Oh,
Oh,
EMA, yeah, yes,
It
that's under EMA.
okay, so that's not anything to do with,
No.
no, okay, I just
And
wanna
we
make
got a
sure.
separate line item.
Okay.
One for it.
If you could just check on that 4440, that'd be good.
Will do.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
So we'll come back to that. So there's nothing else you got?
I think so.
Go to the jail then.
Yeah. It's worth checking.
Yeah.
We already cut,
What?
uniform allowance.
Back to 3,000.
We pretty well cut that out, we took everything out the last time.
Meals, bedding,
Yeah, that's
constitution classes.
I think that one's okay.
What'd you have for that, the total?
Yeah,
25.
625, 526, the numbers just are, I like that number.
Yeah.
625,
526.
526. So if you look at them, they're the same forward and backward.
There you go.
What was that?
Did you see that?
Today, it's all getting
No.
a blur.
Did you see that? 625, 526.
Okay, we go to 4D child support. Really wasn't much of a change here, was there? The rent actually went away,
Mhm.
so we had 144,498.
I'm just gonna say, you guys have their group insurance under there too. I'm gonna,
It has to be there.
theirs has to,
Because they get reimbursed.
because they get reimbursed, that's right.
Separate,
That's right.
You
It's
sort of said
66% reimbursable.
you see that has to be in there, the group insurance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually said that yesterday.
We want it to be,
We wanna
we
do
want
that.
to,
Yeah,
we want to get
there.
reimbursed. Can we put anybody else in?
And depending on the coverage, how it changes, that may change too. They may not
She
need
said
it,
they may
right?
not
Yeah.
take it.
Oh,
She doesn't
yeah.
know. Just have to plan it, like they will.
Salt conservation,
Did they increase their travel?
Yeah.
200, so.
Is that reimbursement?
She's only got 1,000.
They get reimbursed 66%, so really it's not, it's only almost 50 don't get.
oh, you're talking about the
The travel,
child support?
Yeah, but it's
they get
reimbursable.
66%.
Reimbursable.
You wanna bring the subscriptions and dues back to 2,000?
What, on what?
Sorry.
Salt conservation.
Oh, okay,
We've moved on.
okay,
Like it was last year?
Or you were thinking about changing?
No,
Oh,
soil
okay.
conservation. The dues were 2,000 last year, as you can see, they probably paid for money.
we can't get hold of her, if she's on vacation or something. Can we call? We can't call,
Well, I don't have any contact,
we don't know who it is.
and I don't have a contact number for her.
My question is,
Or,
did their dues go up to where we have to pay? You know,
I just change it up to 2,000 if it is, and we do an additional and come back, or they can pay it out of their own fund. If consistently paid
Okay.
2,000.
okay. You wanna take it to 2,000?
We've consistently paid 2,000 for the last
2,000
3
or
years.
2,500?
2,000.
Consistently paid 2,000 for the last 3 years.
You're right, if they have been,
Oh, this is my son, I'm sorry, I got Kelly.
okay.
Budget,
Lisa, will you update this?
So she had a letter. So
Oh, I don't have that. I didn't get that in my mailbox. Unless it's that letter.
see, in this,
What's it say?
she's-
Help with it.
she says that, also, the IAS WCD dues increased this year from 2,000 to 3,250. But she's got 3,500.
Is there anything else in there
So-
that,
So can you see in 24, did you pay 3250?
Why would it go up that much,
I'll look on this.
I love 2000.
you know?
2024, she already extended 2,000? Did she say they went up in 24 or 25?
She says this year.
Well, she is planning for next
I
year's
know.
budget though. She already used the 2,000.
Here she had.
She's expended all the money.
It's an awful lot of money.
Should be right down the hall here.
She's not here though.
Okay.
She's not here?
Is she?
I don't know.
She don't have to do.
Oh, I thought that was last week.
No, that was yesterday.
I thought they said that during the budget
I
hearing.
think they did. She may take it at the same time about,
She's on right now. I went to get her on
Okay, okay.
Tuesday, yeah. She's not.
Nothing else has been taken out, just that 2,000. No other dues or anything else.
so is she saying in 25 they're increasing it?
The 3250
Yeah, is that what she's saying maybe?
is the way I take it, so you could change it to 3250 instead of
Yeah.
35.
I
Yeah.
think we have to do that.
Yeah,
So not 2,000, 3250.
So it's your $50.
That seems like a big increase in dues, but in 1 year, but
I don't know that she can help it, but that's okay.
I mean, it's not
That's what they are.
under their control.
Yeah.
That's just 250 there.
So 54557. Yep.
What's this? Parks and Rec. Did you get it?
I forgot what this is. I just got to figure out her system here, what she's doing.
Saving
Just
close.
find that out. It's so little. It's crazy.
who you at, Parks and Rec?
I know,
I was kind of waiting till Lisa.
Yeah.
Are you done?
you're there.
Okay.
I mean, this is pretty lean.
Parks and Rec,
This-
Yeah,
He doesn't
I
spend,
don't
he
see
doesn't eat.
anything in there.
He has to have tires. He only, I feel like Greg does a good job. He only asks when he absolutely needs.
he increases equipment repair, but is he getting new equipment, so?
New tires. He
So
needs- he
that's what
needs
it's got
tires. He said he needs new tires.
Or a truck.
Uh-huh. We have 2 trucks, so,
That's right, we had,
Yeah, I don't see it.
I mean, you know how much tires are,
oh yeah,
especially for a 4-wheel drive pickup.
that's why he increased it. I think that's why he told us.
Yeah. I don't see anything.
No, I don't either.
That's the end of the dinner.
Huh?
That's the end of the dinner.
Okay. 122, 126. Grand.
How did that go down that much? Oh, the group insurance, we transferred to general.
Oh, so there's another one.
I still think we're all right.
Yeah, it looks like we're coming in okay.
If we're not,
That's helpful.
let's
That's
have to come
helpful to the
back.
budget. Oh, no, it was 500,000. 500,000 halfway through the year. And you added 66, 66, a new employee, and 58.
It just depends how many claims you have in the last,
Well, that's premium. That million is premium.
I don't think so.
Uh-huh.
That is the million for
They have a separate bundle
the
for the
$30
claim.
for insurance in that.
That million is for the claim, or for the premiums.
It's just premium.
So we will be short
Which is not 250.
if those same people take it.
Thank you.
Because right now they're $500,000 for half the year and it's a million and we've added 66,
I quit
66,
because I just want to add.
53 and another new employee.
Did
Did you guys need a new total for school?
I give you?
Steve was gonna come back, but I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
Well, he said he had to email. It might take a little bit.
Right back. The new total on conservation is 54,557.
He passed you
I
got it.
didn't know if I said it or not.
Parks and Rec, we didn't change. So I don't know if you wanted to do a new total this part without Steve.
Oh,
I guess you
I could
could.
total up and see where you're at and then
Yeah,
we
then when
can.
Steve comes back.
Keep his in there, and then if he says we can just take it off.
Yeah,
Kelly, you want me to read and you add?
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Clerk, 215, 352. Auditor, 241, 540, 241, 459. Treasurer, 164, 742. Recorder, 141, 088. Sheriff is 870, 852. Coroner, 63,200. Assessor, 148, 598. Prosecuting attorney, 79,217. County co-op extension, 158, 962. Veteran services, $48,048, 48048. County council, 48,159. County election board, 24,547. Commissioners, 2,197,087. Solid waste, 272,479. Animal shelter, 50,000. Courthouse, 164,931.
You skipped one. Oh, 0.
Circuit court, 599, 451. Civil defense, 173, 700. Jail, 625, 526. 40 child support, 144, 498. Soil and conservation, for soil conservation, I said, I don't know what I'm saying.
I do too.
54, 557. Parks and recreation, 122, 126.
For a total of 6608580.
Say it one more time, just so I know what it is.
6608580.
$6,608,580.
That's perfect. Better.
No, 6608580. So that gives you 180, you're under budget, $183,022.
183, what?
022.
How much was that?
183,022.
It helps them. David, you wanna go to the other things and
Yes, Steve, we can go back to Steve.
we counted it, so it'd only be to the positive. If
Yeah,
he
no,
comes in,
positive, yeah.
Or we can move forward to like health.
I think so. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Sure.
Now, what was that match, David?
the what?
Hold on a minute. Tell me about it. I was thinking about that health first money and EMS and what that could do to help
You're talking about the,
relieve the general with some EMS stuff, but. Cause that could be eligible expense.
Some healthy first money, or healthy Indiana first, what is it first, healthy first, health first Indiana.
I was just thinking about that.
are we required to match? I'm not sure what that match is this year.
And look. Let's see, I've got some information on my email. Or
I was just thinking
online.
that might be or maybe some of the first responder stuff, that Steve had. Some of that maybe. I don't know. It's going, I don't know what their plan is, they have it all allocated for something, or if we can work some things in that help relieve the general, we can get to her and ask her. She can get it.
The first responder, where were you?
Well, I was just thinking if there's anything,
Being within Steve?
I don't know, yeah, why not?
Well.
There's stuff on there. I don't know. I was just thinking of looking at that kind of stuff and seeing. If any of
That
those,
wouldn't come out of that fund though. That one's gonna come out of 1159. That would come out of the grant fund that I was talking about.
well, that's what I'm saying, if we could delete some of, if there were some things like, let's just say EMS equipment. If there was something we set aside, can we start budgeting some of that EMS equipment out of that health first money? And then we don't have to do it out of general, that's, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just don't know the guidelines. I
Hey,
haven't
Tara.
researched it.
Hi. So that health first money.
Yeah.
Next year, there's a significant increase. I didn't bring that.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at if there's anything we can do to help with the EMS situation with our equipment and that type of stuff. Is there any way that we can budget a certain amount towards that equipment every year? Because we were thinking about doing it from the general fund and we were wanting to do like 100,000. I'm not saying cut it all the way out. I'm just saying, would there be any
How much are you
portion?
paying?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Is there any portion of that we can take off of the general and, Or does that have to be, that Health First money, does it have to be spent that year? I mean,
It should be spent that year, absolutely.
okay,
So the intention, which I have stated the whole time with Health First Indiana, is to expand public health. It was never intended to relieve the general fund. And health departments across Indiana have battled this. Vanderbilt County has also, lobbied at the state level about this, that it's not intended to relieve the general fund in any way. It's meant to expand public health. So could you do that? Yes. You still have to meet your match.
What is that,
Do I?
the match this year?
It's figured a little bit differently. I can get you the exact number, but just know that any funding that you take from that is going to greatly impact what we have been doing this year and our plans for next year. I did talk to Dr. Dom several times about, things there, and I know he did receive a lot of ARP funding. And I talked to him last week, I believe, about where things were after the ARP funds were, allotted. So
we're in a good position on the equipment right now. The problem is we want to start putting back money so that we can replace it whenever it comes around. So just trying to think. And actually that's something new that, it shouldn't be, but it hasn't been budgeted for appropriately in the past. So it technically is new. I know you say expanding the health, but really we are, because with that portion of the equipment, because it wasn't something that was ever really properly budgeted for before, that we need to start going down that path to get.
I understand what you're saying, but also keep in mind that this is an additional appropriation. No, it's not a grant. Health First Indiana is not a grant.
Okay.
It is an additional appropriation. So the intention is that it will be yearly, but nothing is guaranteed. So with that said, my, knee jerk is that, could you do it? Yes. Do I feel like you should? No, but you're gonna do what you feel is best. I have said this from the beginning, that the intention of all that funding was to expand public health. It is not meant to relieve the general fund. I feel like we have worked with community partners. We're working with community partners more so in 2025 than we ever have, which I know you guys have not seen a 2025 budget yet, but there was one preliminary that was submitted. It had to be submitted in June. So that is going to be coming up. We'll be coming to you guys and talking about that probably in the October meeting.
I wasn't thinking a significant portion.
That's my question. How much are you thinking? Because I cannot sit here in good faith and say that's totally doable if I don't know a number. If we're talking,
I'm gonna say, let's say an ambulance, because we always have to replace or get a new one, something like an ambulance lease payment or something.
how much?
Because that,
60,000.
60,000 a year.
So you're thinking 60,000 out of the 2025 budget alone.
What's the amount? I don't have it.
It's around 373,000, split
Yeah.
60-40 between health and environmental. Please keep in mind that we still have to meet KPIs. So I feel like $60,000 out of our budget is astronomical. That's a lot of money. And that was definitely not the intention of this funding. That's a large chunk of money, and that is, we are very much, 2024 was our building year, and we have done a lot here. I've invited you guys to everything that we have done. I have encouraged you to come out, because until you step foot in one of these events, you truly can't grasp what the community sees and what we do.
And I have heard positive things, so.
We want to continue that in 2025. We want to build on it. Nonetheless, we have to meet those key performance indicators, whether, we have to.
Is the funding almost doubling? It's close.
I would really have to,
I don't have it with me, so I can't, but
yeah, and
I
I
think
didn't
it's
bring it
almost double.
either, but yeah, it is a
Close.
significant amount of money. But you have to think about the significant amount of workload we've taken on too.
Oh, no, I don't disagree with that. I'm just
I
saying,
know.
and I think the programs that you've put in place this year are
Yes.
excellent.
And there's more to come next year.
Sure.
$60,000 is a big ask.
I just think that having an ambulance is
I'm
really
not saying it
crucial,
isn't.
critical to
I'm definitely,
this community.
I'm definitely not saying
We're
it
really,
isn't.
you know,
That is not what I'm
we need
saying.
to properly fund for
And
that.
I
And
don't
if this is an
disagree.
avenue, then that was just a
Right.
suggestion that I have for that.
Is there an amount that you would consider? Or
I
what would you
mean-
think would be, I mean,
I just think that would really,
don't get me wrong, I'll work with anybody,
I know.
but, and, you know, I'm not saying that an ambulance isn't important, so
Right.
please don't make it seem that way, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm
I just
saying
made a
that we
statement. I'm
also
not
have
saying you
things that have to be met with that
Right.
funding. And my concern is that taking a large portion of that, and you mentioned yearly.
Yeah.
Is that gonna go up next year? Are we gonna sit here next year and say, well, you gave us 60, now we need 80?
I
I
wouldn't
don't
think so
know.
unless an ambulance would, you know, when you get into a lease, it's consistent, it's pretty consistent. I would like to
$60,000
see
is
that.
a lot of money. And that is not a decision or something that I can say you need to talk to our health board too. That was not the intention of this funding. I feel like if you wanna
When
maybe,
Baker,
you know, that's a lot of money
I'd
for
like
one
to see,
department to take on.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to, if it's possible, I'd like to see an ambulance lease come out of that so that we know we have that,
The full 60,000.
if that's what an ambulance
How
lease
does
is.
everybody else feel about it?
That's how I feel. And it would,
Is there another number that maybe we could come to instead of the full 60?
that's what I was asking.
I
What
mean,
is your thoughts? Is
you
it,
know,
what could you,
what about 20? 25? I feel like that is a more
Doable.
workable number than $60,000.
We don't wanna pull you short, so you
Can I
can't.
run and get my book?
yeah,
Let me run and get my book, because that's gonna make, hold on.
you can bring the numbers from this year versus next year. I think it's close to double. I mean, I was just thinking, you know, that's something that
It's a good
would be
idea.
beneficial and helpful, and we would know that it would be there, and it would help us replace those on a consistent basis, which we know we need to do.
what did Baker Tilly recommend on that?
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. I thought Baker Tilly had something in there that was a lot of people were doing.
Something, they did address it.
They addressed it somehow, but I don't have my, you have that? You have the Baker Tilly stuff?
Which one?
Like the draft and the, no, okay. I know it's changed.
I didn't bring it.
Can you do this 2024 versus 2025?
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh boy, I should have glasses too.
You can get them, you can go get them.
Oh, it's okay.
You want to try these or no?
Okay. Thank you. So in 2024, we have a 60-40 split, so keep that in mind, which will remain the same.
Right.
We were allocated just over 116,000. Was 116,409.33.
Are your KPIs gonna stay the same?
Yes, but we are now required to, at a county level, develop 2 or 3 additional KPIs
Okay.
at a county level, which we've not come up with that yet. 2025 proposed amount is 373,815.
So 116 this year allocated and 373, 8 what? 815?
Hang on. Can you change that first number?
I thought it was low.
It's because I can't see. Do you have your calculator, Chris?
Yep.
Can you do 116,409.33?
Say that once, you going real fast. 116.
409.33 plus 77,606.22. Thank you,
194.
194.
Maybe. 15. 55.
So that is what we had in 2024.
194,015.55.
Yes,
Okay,
and then we go to 373,815.
okay.
And do you have what that match is?
So the match would be, yep. It would be. So opt-in 2025 for Perry County, the match, the minimum match would be $93,453.75.
I have a question about the vaccination fund with the money in it.
Mhm.
What can that be used for?
So that fund, and I talked to Randy about this too.
I was just curious, maybe that's an
Yeah,
option.
the intention of that funding is to go back into public health. So we can do things with public health, but we cannot do things that are outside of that. We would like to have a more permanent drive-through. That is something that we intend to approach the commissioners and then the council about. I've talked to Randy about it several times, just trying to bounce ideas off and see,
Instead of your tent.
yes, because right now our tent is up September through, we try to go through Thanksgiving week. And people love it. That drive-through was packed yesterday. But we would like to offer more in a drive-through service. Our car seat checks, we have no place to pull people through right now. We would like to offer, more of those. We can do health screenings through a drive-through. We have the funding. It, would not cost the county anything if we can get that approved. So that is, we are looking at that.
So I guess my question was, are there restrictions? Or-
There are some restrictions, yes. I can get that to you. It is restricted to public health use.
Okay,
It needs to be put back into public health. That funding is not there just to be used for whatever.
well, no, I mean,
Yeah.
I understand that, but what I want to ask you is EMS considered public health? Is that a,
Check. That's gonna be a hard swallow. We work very hard for that funding and we have intentional use for that funding that we would like to see done.
if you could just check, I was just curious
Sure.
if that,
Mhm.
what's the balance in there?
332, 787, 157.
In that vaccine? I don't think we have a lease on it right now. I'm trying to think of something that might be, an ambulance lease is paid out, I mean, any portion of it would be helpful. But an ambulance lease would be paid out every year, so that would be fine, because you're not encumbering those funds, you have to have it spent, that's what you're saying.
You're talking about which
Your
one?
health first.
Health First Indiana, yes.
Okay.
So, you can't roll that over.
Yeah.
The intention is not that it
Sure.
is not rolled over. They've not been super clear on how much will be allowed to roll over, if any.
Yeah.
But that's definitely not the intention.
You're
They
not
don't
gonna
wanna
roll
see a big
any over
number.
this year.
That's definitely,
Not the
we're gonna cut it real close.
Okay.
I mean, you guys have to do, you're going to do whatever you feel is best, but that is we had already budgeted, $8,000 for a Pulse Point app, $4,000 for miscellaneous supplies for the EMR first responder training. But when I talked to Dr. Dom after seeing the ARP allocations, he said that he felt we would not need to budget for the Pulse Point app because it was already taken care of. So our plan would be to talk to our health board and see if we could combine those and just, but take the Pulse Point money and budget it towards EMR supplies and training.
Which hopefully that expands.
So I feel like we are definitely putting money into things that we know that you feel are important as well. $60,000 would be coming out of the health side. It wouldn't be just coming off of the top. So that's a big ask. And I would ask that you also, you know, that money that is sitting in our vaccine reimbursement fund, that we have intentional plans, hopefully for that would benefit this community. We need a drive-through, a permanent drive-through.
I'd like to see something towards the ambulance lease. If it's not the full 60, it would be helpful. And I think it's a benefit to the entire community, and it's something
I don't
that we haven't
disagree that
done,
it's a
so.
benefit to the community. I just think that's not, you know, that's a lot of money coming from one fund. That would greatly
From the 373,815.
but you're not looking at that from a 60-40 standpoint. 40% of that is environmental. So those KPIs are, majority of those are on the health side. So that's 224,289 is the 60%.
So you would be comfortable with 25?
I'm not comfortable with a lot, but I think 25 is much more swallowable than 60. But are we gonna sit here again in a year, we're gonna say, you know, 60? This is why I asked you
It
guys,
depends
you
if it
know,
comes up, I guess.
a long time ago, David, whenever, if you guys are having these discussions, to please pull us in rather than putting us right here today. And, you know, because I have tried to talk at every meeting and about the important things we're doing here. And it's really, really hard that we've had this budget, you know, and these programs planned, and now I feel like that's a lot of money.
Actually, we haven't discussed it.
We haven't, we had some other options, we had an edit modification, we had some other things that we were looking at, some of those things didn't work out, so now
And
we're
that's fine.
looking at other areas,
This is
so
where we are now.
it's not that we,
But that, just please keep in mind that
this is the first I thought of it, to be honest with you, here. And I was just thinking that would be a benefit to the entire community if we could
I'm not saying it isn't.
get some of that, help first funding, help offset to get an ambulance to have a consistent ambulance rotation, those type things, so I think I would like to see that.
I know when we met at Baker Tilly, I don't remember what David recommended. I think you overheard some of that, didn't you, the conversation?
They said that it is allowable because it is allowable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it
Yeah.
isn't. All you have to do is meet your match, but I'm asking
Yeah.
that you keep in mind that I
Right.
cannot meet that, a staff of 5 people plus a couple of contracted positions cannot meet that long list of KPIs or meet the needs of this community without this funding. It was meant to, you know, enhance public health and expand it. It's not meant to relieve a general fund. And I'm not saying that an ambulance service is not a part of public health. Of course it is. But I'm saying, please keep in mind that $60,000 would be a huge discredit to this fund.
I know,
A huge discredit.
they projected that your reserves are going to continue to increase.
No, we should be right at this amount should be where we will stay. All of 92 counties have opted in for 2020.
Well, I'm talking about the actual cash reserves.
Your reserve.
Oh, I got you. I didn't hear that word.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about. No, not
You're talking about our vaccine.
Will be,
I'm just talking about in general, the fund for a 1159 fund, health fund, is projected to continue to increase. Like they're showing it was at 86, then went to 157, then it's going to 170, to 184, to 198, to 212. That's all I was saying. I mean, it's not a huge amount, but it is increasing.
So, you guys let me know what amount everyone is comfortable with, keeping in mind the things that, my concerns with it as well. We're obviously gonna be fair. We are all here to serve the public. That is what we do. We're gonna keep doing that. But we need the funding, to do things at the caliber that we've been doing. please. So just let me know if you, let's talk it out. What number is everybody comfortable with? Because I cannot, but I need to move forward with this HFI funding very soon, but I can't do that until I know what the county's plan is.
I mean, I would be in favor of what you said,
The
the
30.
25 or whatever.
We could do half, I think, that would be very helpful. And get us in a position where we had a consistent, something on order to,
So if you guys do
so the
have,
30,000.
so, okay, let's just say that you all agree on 30,000.
And it may be a little give or take because we'll have to find out what the lease is.
Please keep in mind that if it's a straight 30,000, then say that. It is very difficult for me to budget for 2025 and everything if it's give or take.
Okay.
It's either 30,
Okay, so just
25.
tell you what you
I
would be
need to know what we would be responsible for, but I also need to know that whenever I come to you very soon with an HFI budget that we have worked and reworked now, that we're not gonna have.
Change that.
Yeah,
sure.
because that's my concern. 30,000 is still a very large amount of money.
That's what I would like to see.
I just felt you leave it alone, but I only got one vote, so.
What do you think, Gail, Stan? 20, 25, 30?
I'm going along with 30.
30 is half of the lease. What we had down for a lease was 60.
I'd say 30, and not necessarily want to do it every year, see how things go. But if you request from
Well, the
the
lease
state
is over.
a larger budget and letting them know that you are doing something with ambulance service, would that enhance your opportunity to?
No, this funding so our funding is figured on our population, our county population, and it's set that way across the state. Yeah, so this is,
It's not you request it, it's
No.
just what they give you.
yes,
It could go up or down.
it will not go up because all 92 counties have now opted in. So this is it.
So is it 30? What do you think?
So when I come to you guys, so again, just to be clear, when I come to you next month with a reworked HFI budget for 2025,
We'll be poor.
I should not expect any pushback.
I haven't seen it, so I can't say that.
It's gonna be straightforward. It's very similar to what we've done last year. Like I said, I worked with Dr. Dom at, his request. We're trying to add some new programs, but we'll have to rework the entire thing. $30,000 changes a lot.
I appreciate it.
You want to take a formal vote on it? 'Cause I'm not in favor of it, but it don't matter, or whatever.
You're gonna vote on all the budgeted amounts.
Okay.
We'll do that later.
Yeah.
It would be in there. If we stick to that.
Are there salary increases in this,
No,
in your
no,
proposed
we
budget
don't have
from
these.
that side?
We don't have salaries in there. We have our sanitarian that gets 5 hours per week.
Yeah.
We have a proposal for the part-time sanitarian assistant to go full-time. But there are no salaries in there. We do budget for our immunization grant in case we ever lose it because I don't know what we'll do without it. No, we already lost that one. We lost BP.
That's one, okay.
But
What is it? What is it? that you
our
want?
BP funding ended June 30th. It continued,
Oh,
but in a
okay.
different way. Salaries were not
I
on
think I
there.
remember you said that.
But please keep that in mind too, that if that immunization grant goes away, our immunization program that we have worked so hard to build, it will not be functional at the level that it is. We will lose our immunization coordinator. We will lose the ability to work, we work extra hours on that because that is what we do. The school, the clinics, all of that, the later drive-throughs, a single vaccine refrigerator is over $15,000. We've never asked you guys for any of that funding. I take care of that in that grant. So if those things go away, please keep that in
There's
mind.
no indication that it's gonna go away from the state.
That grant is only yearly, and yeah, there has been years where it's been real close, or they've not given it out, or they've decreased funding, so that is why we put it into here. In case it does, because we're not guaranteed any of that. So just please keep that in mind also. There are so many things that we do on the back end to keep from coming to meetings and asking for more money. We write grants, we do the work. So
It's appreciated.
I hope so.
Certainly would be, or is.
Thank you.
Appreciated. Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you guys vote on it? I just wanna-
No, we have to. We'll do that when we go back through,
Okay. Thank you guys.
right?
Thank you.
There's no reason to do it right now.
Sure.
We'll just do it when we go back through.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So do we need to? Go back?
Well, I mean, that isn't with the budget, so I mean, you're probably gonna need to add that to the agenda for tonight.
What?
Well, because that's not really with your budget.
If we know that they're going to set that aside, then we can relieve 30,000,
Yeah, so you're just gonna vote for decreasing basically the ambulance lease from 60 to 30 in here, so
That's
you're
right.
gonna
It
vote.
helps offset,
And
you know
then-
what I'm saying?
Then you'll basically
It helps us be
approve
more
that
consistent there.
30,000 in HFI when she brings you that budget.
That's correct.
Well,
That's
Okay.
correct.
I'm just thinking it through.
Yeah.
Talking it through.
Does that make
I
sense?
thought there was a grant that another grant that was gonna do.
They had 2 grants at one time,
Okay,
What is it?
and now they're just down to 1 plus
Okay.
this HFI, which
okay.
is not a grant, she said.
It's not a grant, it's just additional funding.
That's like a new program from the state.
Okay.
So they're just down to the immunization grant instead of that many emergency preparedness grant.
So we're gonna go back to general. Commissioner.
Got an answer, Maria? Okay. Sorry, we're jumping. What should they say? It's okay. Do you have good news? Okay, thank you. Here you go. Here, go down. Here, I'll get it. Okay, look at you. Wow, you
This
really
is just
did
a
it.
thought.
Okay. You really did
Staff, to answer your question, yes, we can reduce that GIS mapping from 500 to 300. So that would free up a couple $100 there.
How do we do this so fast? That's good.
I got to look, and we can move a few of these things to the 911 budget.
Okay.
Under radio maintenance, we could reduce that 4,000 down to
That's
2,000.
what I'm looking for. Where are you at? Here you are. Okay, oh, you have different page number, that's fine. Okay, so this one down 300, when you say, 300, okay.
Reduce it to
So
300.
GIS is down to 300, okay?
Under the radio repair, we could actually reduce the 4,000 down to 2 and add 2,000 into 911.
Okay, thank you.
There are some things that we cannot pay radio repairs out of 911, so I do not want to take the
Yeah, I
4,000.
understand.
Under radio equipment, new equipment, we could reduce the 3,000 down to 1,000
Okay,
and move 2,000 to 911.
okay.
Again, there are items like pagers that are not eligible to pay out of 911.
I don't want you to do anything that you're not eligible to do.
Now, what that's going to do, you will see in the 911 budget under the 1222, that is going to raise it slightly above the 283,000 that's coming in.
Right.
That would not be an issue because we have the 90-10 money.
Yeah.
I would hate to see to cut into that very much
Right.
because that's going to be some of the money that when we do the radio system,
Yeah.
we will have some of that funds to apply toward that new radio system. But
It's not
that
too
amount
much.
will not hurt.
So
As
we
far as your question on
The
moving the
44.
e-dispatch,
Yeah, I don't know what it is, so I,
that is going to have to be a decision made by the 911 board, the state board. I will put in a request to them and they will take it to their board and act on it. So my suggestion would be, leave that alone right now. If I get permission that is an approved expense, then we can come in 2025, do an additional appropriation in 911 of $4,440 and turn around and do a budget reduction in EMA. That will free that
Would it be
$4,400.
better to make it 0 and
Can we
then
go
do an
ahead and
additional
do
if you need
zero
it?
now and do the additional,
If you need it.
change it, because that's what they're trying to do, is see how much money we have freed
To
up.
go ahead and get under it.
Well, I
Do
mean,
the zero and
You're
ask,
saying
I don't know.
if they
if the
come back
state-
and say no, then we have to do an additional for the
Anyway,
4440
Out of
in
EMA.
here.
I guess
It's 2.5 dozen.
Yeah, either way.
we can leave it.
But if you get down to where you have to, that would be an option, is to come back in. Say the state does not approve it out of 911, then we would have to come in and it wouldn't be till March. So then we're gonna be behind on
You made
payments.
other cuts,
So we'll leave it
so
there, we're good.
we'll
Okay.
do that. I don't wanna do anything like that.
It's really not.
Okay.
I just thought if it was something that, could be answered right away, but
Sure.
if it's kind of an ordeal, we can just go ahead for the next year, but,
Okay,
I think we
If
need
you
to wait.
I could get that
Yeah,
answer from them anyway.
yeah, and
So
then we
request it,
can
we'll know that.
maybe make a note on your thing for the next year, if they
Yes.
say we can, and that's,
And if
that's
you
good. And I
did need
appreciate these, decreases off of this,
it, And
too.
if you did decide after the first year, we could do a reduction then in it. Fall
Okay.
on it. So.
Okay, I appreciate it, and thanks for these extras that we didn't ask for. If you find any more, let us know.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay, so what is that, bring it down to?
Okay, I just had to, so we're going to the civil defense,
Page 19.
page 19, and we're gonna take GIS mapping from 500 to 300.
Mhm.
Then we're gonna take the radio repair and maintenance from 4,000 to
It was
2,000.
21.
Oh, he's got the old pages, yes.
2,000, yeah,
And
36,
then
300.
we go radio equipment from 3,000 to 1,000.
Yep, pretty good.
Then we're leaving the 44,400 for now.
Yeah, I think we should. We don't know.
And so that's it on that, correct?
Yep.
So that brings that total to 169,500 even. 169, 500.
Thank you.
And
What
if
was
he's, say he's free at $4,200, 500. So he says we cut 200 there.
4,200.
That's what I checked. Cut 2,000. Cut 1,000, or we cut another 2,000. Yep, 42, so we just subtract 4,200 from general,
We need to go over and,
The 911 for general.
I know, but we need to make sure.
I know,
we Add it over there. I don't want to forget it.
And then do you want to take care of general first?
Yep.
So then if you go to the commissioners
Take down.
and take down ambulance lease from 60 to 30,
Mm-hmm. Oh, where's that at?
commissioners page 13 and 14.
This messes me up when I have this old one and,
Because we had solid waste in after.
yeah.
Where is it at? Ambulance lease, the very, very bottom.
The second page.
Yep.
So take that to 30.
Mm-hmm. So that's gonna change that to 2,167,087. So in essence, we subtracted 34,200 off of our general budget. So when we go back to the spreadsheet,
Look at you.
and that is going to be
The correct formula.
660,880,32400. So your new number is 6576180.
Say again.
6576180.
What was your first number, Charlotte? 6608580?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and what's the name?
6576180.
I'm not writing it. She said no.
You
Because
said,
we went down another 217.
we didn't subtract it. So did we take more off before we did this last time? Oh God, we're probably gonna have to re-add all these. Did we take anything else off before?
I thought we already had our total. It was,
Because we were on health. We had already done our total, so all I needed to do,
Oh,
Off
you're
of that
waiting as far
number.
as EMA and
yeah,
then we
all
had
I
to
needed
change
to do was
it.
subtract off the 3,000 and the 420, or 4,200.
You were at 660,880.
660,880. And we subtract off 3,000, 400, $4,200. Oh, you. Kelly's right.
who, her?
Because
Me?
I did 420. Uh-huh.
So it's how much?
Let's do this one more time. What's that number? What was it?
6608580.
Said you weren't gonna do that.
3, 4, no.
34,200.
Why can I not type 34,200 today?
You're hitting it too hard. You're being very aggressive to that.
6,574,380.
Which is positive two.
Is that right?
Yep.
Now I just cleared it out. So I have you are under budget 217,222.
822.
No, just 3 2s. All right,
Okay, sorry, didn't mean to get all that back, go back.
so then we want to go fix state not wide 911
I want
to.
before we
Can we
move
do
on?
that? Yeah.
I think we do.
What's the actual page, not this one?
Let me look.
It's not 48. It's,
Budget request, statewide
Oh, here it is.
911.
50. Page 50.
All right. So now we're gonna take that 7,000. These are both going up. That's right. Okay, good, yeah.
He said,
It's okay.
he is at 90.
So we've been taking that 3 to 5.
What?
So we're taking the
7 to
7,000,
9.
7 to 9,000, and then 3,000 to 5,000. So that puts us at 287,000 even.
How much?
287.
287 because it went up 4,000.
We went up 5,000, didn't
No, it went up 2 and 2.
7 to 9 and 3 to 5.
we? Oh, it is like 2 and 2.
Ding.
I was taking 3.
7,000, 9,000,
He's getting
3,000.
hangry. I
5,000.
think.
I don't know what I was taking.
He's getting hungry.
I looked at 3 to 5 and I was taking it for 3.
When you look at numbers for 3 days straight, or every day, all day, I mean, David, it's okay.
Okay, forgive you every day.
Okay, we need to go back.
Hold on.
Grace. Grace. Aw.
Gave that middle name to another. She took all of it.
Hey, that was a good one. I'll give you that. All right,
No, we're going back.
Cambridge. 932.
Goodness gracious. What page are we?
King Bridge,
Cambridge is
27.
27. I'm getting hungry.
Pringles.
Right.
All right, King Branch weather.
And I can eat that. I didn't have any coffee or tea or anything this morning.
That,
No.
it's under budget, but we never,
I don't want to take it from you.
can't really do anything with it.
Mm-mm.
I can't do much with this.
In fact, the budget things that
Better
was
than
last year,
crunch
but
chips.
it doesn't help.
No, these ones might be crunched.
There's nothing else that can be.
I don't
It
think you
doesn't
have
help you,
budget
does
in
it?
I like it.
We're good. We were over 60.
Yeah.
We were
66.
under budget, 66,000 in there.
It doesn't help. Kelly, like, if you can reduce something.
Well, I mean, he said he needed more guardrails, so I was just wondering.
Oh, yeah.
He does need more guardrail.
Okay.
He came to ARP asking for it. I mean,
Give me some taste.
Talking about. He wasn't asking for it. He
no,
was
he
just,
needed it.
he was saying he probably gonna be needing.
I'm just saying,
Oh, yeah.
we can,
He'll figure it out.
Property reassessment.
just say.
I think there's nothing we can do there.
Yeah.
We already reduced the travel and
Yeah.
Officer 5-0.
Nope, we got QCAP good. We spent a lot of time on QCAP yesterday.
yeah. Special legislation, we moved that.
Church.
Clerk's record
What's the-
perpetuation. Well, nothing we can do there.
Oh, what's website hosting? Hey,
Oh.
back it up. I'm like, dang.
We never did talk about that.
What's
Yeah,
that?
I wanna talk about it. You tried slipping in there.
No, I
Oh,
really
wait.
didn't. I put it in there. But this, we're talking
Oh, yeah.
on QCAP.
Sorry.
When you all shut me down earlier this year on updating the website, it wasn't gonna cost anything in 2024. It needs to be updated. And
What needs to work?
we can't get a hold of, well, amen, Sister Christian, I can't get a hold of the person that, doing it right now. I don't blame her if we're only paying her $300.
Where's that at?
I can set that salary.
Huh?
That's not listed as separate item.
Website hosting and
Website
maintenance.
hosting maintenance down at the bottom.
Oh, there.
So, I'm not waiting on the quote, I got the
I don't know
quote.
where that ever came from. 300. I mean, that was way before me.
Well,
I'm surprised it never went up.
so,
So is that 3,000 good?
yeah, but I increased it from 3,000 to 300, but no one said anything about it
Oh,
yesterday.
yeah, I did.
Oh, you're just talking
We
about,
just said about this now. I wanna do our website with the island. When you, don't look at me like that.
Maybe good customer service.
What'd you say?
Be good customer service, definitely great.
Yes,
So much
we
more
need someone that was willing to help us like that.
You think you get all your forms online, bring efficiencies to that situation?
Not with
with
what I
planning-
current, not with what we
Planning
currently
and
got,
zoning being zero?
not what we currently got right now, not what we
Direct people
currently
with that?
got. Happened to do it in February, that was gonna be my
It'd be helpful.
2024 project, but you all shut me down, he was gonna do it at no cost. Yep, don't, right,
Nothing's free.
well, considering the fact of all the time and effort that Kelly and my office gave helping him build the time and attendance program, I think it's pretty much a good little scratch. So, I mean, we've built a relationship with them.
So what is this 3,000?
That's the month, that's how much it's gonna be annually to host the website.
is that the person?
Build it
that
for free and
currently dealing with?
3,000 to host it? That's still the deal. Not gonna come to me and say, well, I want 5,000 or
That's what I
10,000.
got from him.
And they didn't work it in that contract that went up.
Nope.
So who will be doing that?
And
It is an item.
And we'll probably,
Why does it say waiting on a quote from that now?
because that's what it
Oh,
was.
so that's,
I forgot to take that out, yeah. Yeah,
I thought you,
it
I thought
came,
you were going with someone else or
No, it came-
something.
no, I wanted to go with Ann
Oh,
Island in
okay.
February. I
She
mean,
didn't budget for it. Somebody told her.
I didn't need any money.
He was gonna do it for nothing?
Yeah, they're gonna build a website in 2024,
So
and then
why
start
can't we still
charging us
pay for
3,000.
that?
Huh?
Why can't you still do it for nothing?
Well,
He
this is an annual.
Oh,
That's
this is the annual, okay, I'm with you.
Yeah. If you guys, I mean, once this is done, I'm gonna start building it. Once budget is approved, we're gonna start building it, because our website needs revamped.
You got time for all that?
It needs to happen, so, yeah.
I mean, I think there's things that could be better.
The vision that I see and what Anjan and I had talked about, each department will have, it'll be the county website, but each department will have their own page. So then they can control their own page. They put their own forms on there, they edit their own stuff, they do all that. He's gonna do all the training with each individual offices. The customer service we get from Ann Island is hometown. And also the relationship that the auditor's office has built with Ann Island in building the time and attendance from scratch. I mean, yeah, the relationship is good there,
So you're
so.
telling me you want a fee from everybody that buys it?
No, it was a big undertaking.
The Canarium still work for him.
He
He
is
also
teaching
teaches-
and he's also working part-time
That's
for
right.
them, yeah. Mhm, yeah. So, yeah, but
I guess I'll let it slide.
But I think it's a good thing to benefit the stuff and for
So there's no
$3,000.
change there.
You are not gonna get another company to provide the customer service that we get to where when
Is it
I
like
call
an annual
him.
contract or something? I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
if for some reason you just absolutely don't like it or something,
Yeah.
you don't have to. Okay. We're not locked in
Yeah.
for 10 years or something.
The biggest part with Ann Island is the
There's no-
customer service
No contract.
and not have to wait. You know, our website was down last week. I don't even know if it's still back up. You know, we couldn't get a hold of anybody. You know, it's just, and that would not happen with Ann Island. So,
Okay, I just wondered what that was.
she just wanted to give me a hard time.
Okay,
That's what that meant.
I didn't know what it was really.
So, thank you, guys.
Yeah.
I
Thank
think
you.
it'll be a plus. I think it'll be a big thing. A big positive,
I'll hold you to it.
yes. It's gonna serve the people, they can get their
It will.
forms, they can do everything.
And it's necessary that you're able to upload those additional appropriations and stuff, since we're gonna not have those in the news.
And we just don't have space and our current website isn't set up to do that.
we stopped at clerks, special perpetuation, which there's no change there.
Okay.
Orders, you know, change. Sales disclosure. No change. Emergency planning, right to know. There's nothing there, is it? Is that okay, I guess?
I don't see anything.
Enhanced access,
That's already approved.
Already approved. Identification already approved. Local road and street.
that's the same as
Highway,
last year, I think they know what they're doing.
local road and street. Budget, see what that's saying.
Public safety, sheriff. Sheriff pension, there's nothing, that's like we're
We
told.
talked about that, called them yesterday on that. That's we're at, between that and what's in the
Junior
general,
deputies, I think.
we're at the,
Required.
required, that's the word I was looking for.
All the 2 new deputies and then as salaries increase, that, I'm sure that increases.
Oh, yeah.
So that's part of it too.
What was the 11,000? Is that something new? I mean, it is, I guess.
What?
Yeah.
Electronic policy procedure
I do wanna know
regulations.
that.
Electronic policy procedure regulations, manual
Electronic.
subscription. Yep.
Is that being paid somewhere else?
I don't know.
One thing I lost you.
It is new here, so,
It's been moved.
oh, let me see.
I'd like to
I'll
have
find out.
all the contracts and these.
I've got the folder with them all.
Okay, so we're working on that. It's all good. They're
You're
all
gonna
gonna
have
be
it
online.
anyway.
Yeah.
Online?
They're gonna be on Gateway, all the contracts and everything. We're
I've never
creating,
seen them on there.
they're going to be, they're working on it. We're working on it right now.
That's good.
And
There's a
getting the
place for all
contracts
the
all
leases
organized.
too, you know that?
No. No.
I'll show you. I found those things. It's like, oh, what do we have? I think the last one was like.
Hey.
vehicle.
The extra 11,000 for contracts and lit public safety that says electronic policy procedure regulation, manual subscription and annual training. Is that new or was it paid out somewhere else or last year? Or
Oh, what is it?
It doesn't really.
I know, but it's, you know.
Yeah.
we're good. I'll let them know. Better way to organize. Okay. Here. Say that again, Alan.
On which part?
That when it comes to vehicles, I didn't.
I could help out, if you do go with the lease, the 10 vehicles, I do have an idea that I might be able to help. But I'm putting some things together right now to see if you guys allow that part. I don't know if you guys are going that route or what.
All right, but this was for basically this is a new thing that a lot of counties are doing and it's better to organize. It better organizes everything for you guys, but it is new.
Are you talking about the policies?
Yeah,
Yes, that's what that is.
Okay.
It's something through that the ISA put out and we wanted to get on board. I know it is costly, but if you have to get rid of it, get rid of it. Maybe we can look at it some other time.
I don't think that's the case.
yeah, I
We
don't think
just
so.
wanted
They
to know
just
what
wanted to know what it was.
Yeah.
All right, hope you get feeling better.
I'm fine, I just can't talk.
All right, talk to you later. Bye. He just,
All right.
that's
I just
what he
was wondering
said.
what it was.
He was said, but if that's gonna help with the vehicles, he'd let it go and do it later. That's why.
So there's no change there. Local income tax public safety commissioners. We change.
Yeah, I already figured that out.
This was done yesterday.
Yeah. 186.
It's still gonna be.
186.
Mhm.
In local income tax public safety jail. We let that new jail officer in there, didn't we?
Yep.
And
And that total's still okay.
I guess that doesn't change either, does
Yep,
it?
we
It was a
added
little
up,
confusing because there were so many different.
yeah, we added it up yesterday because I added up our lit, because remember we did that 696
Right.
and then it was at 628. We're good. I do remember those ones.
So we're not changing anything, so it's still at the 628,937,
For the grand total.
which is under the
Revenue,
revenue.
estimated revenue. Yeah. To help build a little cushion in that account, hopefully.
Motor vehicle, highway restricted.
No,
I think we went through this too, didn't we?
Yeah.
there's nothing to do on
Yeah.
highway. Plat book, remember I added I gotta add that, remember, we made a note.
Yeah.
I gotta add that in here, plat book.
And I said, I can do my office supplies.
Yeah, I need to add
What was it, copy?
2,100.
copies, I gotta add my office supplies and,
What's your copy cash in there?
65, I think. Is that right? 65? I think it was 65. I can look it up again. Yeah, close to that. Yeah, I think it's like
Ish,
65.
okay. I'll put ish.
So you're adding 1,500 office supplies and 1,500 copy paper?
Yep.
15,524.
Okay, $1,500. What'd you say?
1,500 twice is 3,000. That's 12, it's 15.
David,
Thanks, David.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're so nice.
Riverboat,
No, I don't like that. That's all I have to write down.
you took that back to 35,000.
Hmm?
You did that.
34.4, is that?
Hold on one second, I'm still on 5 row.
Yeah, we have 34.4.
Well, I got 35,000 there.
There was something there. There's 149.
That would be 34,500.
It was 54.4. We cut the consulting services, I think, didn't we?
Yes.
We cut what?
We cut your guys' consulting, we left mine. We left the original, let me rephrase that. The original, we cut the extra 20,000 a year for the comprehensive plan, and if you guys decide later you wanna do that, then we'll have it back in.
I think let's get it for free next year.
You know that, this probably has nothing to do with it. That invoice you just sent from Baker Tilly.
I haven't even looked at it, I just forwarded it on
It's
you.
only like 8,000 something.
They bill by the hour, they don't bill to like, they're not gonna bill to 35. They'll bill, how much, I didn't even look at it yet.
It's only like
I
8,000
know,
something.
8,000.
But it took it all the way through like September.
Good.
So what
Then
else
we,
they gonna bill us for?
No, that's all I got.
no, I'm not asking them. Maybe we won't
Maybe
get it
because they
because
haven't got the comprehensive plan fully together, I
Could
don't
be.
know. I don't know.
what good does it do?
I will send you guys every bill I get from them. I'll send you guys
That's the
every
first
bill
one
I
I
get.
seen.
That's, yeah,
I think it's the first one.
that's
isn't
the first one.
I think we should hold it because I want to know what I'm paying.
Yeah.
it? So Riverboat's 34.4. Sex and ball up in the sheriff. Nothing there, right? Supplemental public defender. Nothing there.
No, because they're hourly increase.
Surveyor corner perpetuation. Leave that the way it was. Elected official training, 4,900.
We should have, you know, we should
What's elected? Put it in there.
no, town elected official, that the clerk has that, right?
Yeah, we
You
have,
have that,
we've
yes.
taken the money for that.
Yeah, they taken the money for that, and, then what they collect, she tells us how much we can have for the next year to pay for, trainings. So it's basically additional travel money. So you have what you budgeted in general plus this.
That's all you have. That's all that you have to work with.
There's more in there. We don't keep track of that because we just bring in the money, but I don't know what's in that account. We don't keep track of that.
So you're putting this through the court?
We collect the fees for this, or through our, recording fees. We
Right.
collect the money for this county elected officials training
I
fund.
didn't realize
She's
that.
gonna look and see what's in there, because I was just thinking if there was a,
There's only 14,000 in there.
well,
But we only bring in, that's, it's not
how much did
sustainable.
you bring in?
We've only received it in 2020.
Oh,
and
okay, okay.
I would,
No.
It's not sustainable.
Unless you made them all 1,500. It's fine.
Yeah.
We could make them. Can you do that?
I mean, she can, I can't.
Can I do what?
She was talking like if we made them 1,500 and then lowered the general amount, but I don't know.
Is it only for, would that be hard to keep track of because it's only for the
We
elected
don't
officials?
keep track of this fund. We just bring the money in because it's not our,
And then we just always do.
it's not our fund to
I was just
Allocate.
a couple more things.
allocate or,
So who comes up with this dollar amount?
Or is it just
We
because that's
talk
what?
to see what's in there and we say, well, this is what we think. You can,
And we pretty much base it off of receipts, we don't base it off of cash balance.
Right.
That's why, and to be honest, it's built up, the surveyor's in there, he doesn't use that. So, I mean, you could even probably move the surveyor and divide that up between the others, because he's never used it.
And if he needs it, he has plenty in his $150,000 that's sitting there.
This is just not a fund that we take care of. It's just, we collect the money, what's in there, it's.
Your state called. And I don't know, I'm just looking for dollars. So if he's not gonna use that, there's no reason he can put 900 there unless he has 150,000 in his thing, he could
So you
use
could
it.
give another 225, if you divided his 900 and did 1,200 or 12,225, it's gonna be the exact same amount. And then
I was just thinking like pulling 500. If we could pull 500 from the general, from the training and put it over
I don't
here,
disagree.
just 500, not all of it, but
Currently,
I
right
mean, they have
now,
14,000,
Where would you pull it from? Which one? Or would you pull it from all?
like if you gave us an extra, so if you did
would that be hard to
1,500,
track because you're the elected official and she might know, or she might know? Is that gonna be too?
no, because
You
I
said
pay,
elected
so I pay for mine all out of this first. So like anything that I go to, like AIC, the Auditor Association doesn't pay for AIC, so the county has to pay for me to go to AIC. So,
So what I was thinking is pull 500 from each one of those and put it over here and take it off the general. I know it's not that much, but if it's helpful, it's
well, that's
$2,000.
$2,000.
I would do that, but if you can, if it's allowed in here.
Yeah, it doesn't, like I said, this doesn't
It's
matter
not
to
eating
me.
into your tax
It's
sheet.
not,
so you
it's
know.
not anything that's our funds, it's collected for the.
Sorry.
Are we saying,
Increase the 4 to 1,500,
Yeah,
And
the
then
first
release-
floor.
the first 4, and then take the 900
Yeah, because
to
he has so
0
much
if he's
money.
not using it.
And even if he needs to, he has
And-
150,000, he
Yeah.
can go
so
to
it's
training.
45
So that changes it to 6,000.
or 6,000?
6,000. And then we can go back to general on
On those
those,
auditor
on the
and
clerk
treasurer.
auditor, yeah, and take 500 off of the travel. So it's gonna save 2,000 in general, which I know is only 2,000, but
I know, but we need
it
it,
adds up.
and you're gonna have to refigure all that.
Sorry, we're getting ready to go lunch.
I mean,
So Amanda would have 0 in travel out of general, all hers would be out of there.
So with the clerk.
So would the
Yeah.
clerk, well, the clerk,
that's
clerk.
okay, right?
That's okay, she's still getting the same amount. Okay, so clerk amount,
Right? I mean, is it only for the
But what
elected
if,
official?
what if?
what if she
they
wants to take some of her?
deputy?
I don't know, what's the rules on this?
Because you can.
Is this
pay for
only the
us.
elected official, or is this,
What was the
I'm-
question?
the question is this fund, this elected official training,
So the
it's
clerk,
only for the elected official?
I
Don't
don't know, I'd have to look it up. I
Yes,
would
it
have
is.
to look
I
it up.
believe it is,
Statute.
only for the elected
It's only the
official.
elected official.
So we need to look and see.
So the clerk, that wouldn't work.
Does she send her people?
Yeah, they do go to
I think
training,
so, I mean, I would suppose so.
Okay.
but they have state called.
So their state call, they can use. State call, you can use the 50,000, that's fine.
Maybe that's why it's only 500, because they go to a lot of training
They do.
to only have $500 in there, so they may pay for it a different way.
Different way.
Because it's state called.
Let's just go ahead and do it. I-
You took it to 0?
She's still getting $1,500.
Right.
And you're saying she's paying a different way for that other stuff anyway, so,
That may never.
okay. And what's the rest of your point?
My screen is all jacked up.
What did you do, treasurer?
I haven't done the treasury yet, so the clerk goes to 14, watch, I guess you guys can track off 500 yourself.
No, go ahead.
14,852.
214,852.
Yeah. Auditor,
Does that go to 2,000?
yeah. Because we're still having the exact same amount.
Yeah.
Just different way. So that total goes to 240,959.
240959.
2409. Then the treasurer is 1,000. Next, save. And then is it recorder or who, are you not in this one?
Yeah, I'm in this one.
We took 1,000 off of the,
So,
no, just the 500.
okay, but she doesn't have any budgeted, you don't have any budgeted in general. And then I'd leave the assessor. Are you,
Treasurer's 1642,
1, 2.
242.
The assessor isn't included in.
Okay, I was like, the assessor isn't in it. Okay, good. So then we won't mess with this. I was like, well, that, my numbers aren't adding.
It's just,
Yeah, the clerk, the recorder,
Just 4.
auditor, the surveyor.
Yeah, there's 5. Okay, so we just put that 2,000 back in the general, or lowered the general by 2,000. So let me go change that in our spreadsheet.
2,400.
So 4,500. 6,574,380. 5,000 minus, it's gonna be 6,493,80. I don't, that's a lot different. I think I can't see. 6,574,380.
6,572.
I guess I could actually.
It's just 2,000 off, right?
Almost, yeah, it's gonna be 2 instead of 4. I don't know why I was trying to.
6,572.
380.
380.
I just was trying to do.
Right.
72,380.
And then,
I keep getting this kicked off here.
they were 4,
And then-
19.
219, 222. To the good.
Oh, yeah, I just got kicked off.
From the remote thing.
From here. Not connecting.
Statewide 911. We continue. Well, that's 287. We just increased it by 4,000. 911 dispatch.
They're
340.
not in that note, it's just the clerk, clerk, recorder, auditor, and treasurer.
SAPS.
I know, because it says clerk and circuit board. They do it all the time.
Oh, SAPs.
There's not much we can do here, is it?
Anything we can add to it's good. I mean, to take off the general.
SAP is 122, 391.
Yes.
The only thing I know is if she'd be willing to take more of the salaries, that would help. I'm not saying all of them, but something, it would help. That's the only thing I know. Because the rest of it's just helpful to relieve the other.
Oh, you're saying,
What I'm saying is take
Reduce
more of
something
off
out
the
of
general
general, put it
and
in
make
here.
this heavier, a little heavier. I mean, even 10,000 each one or
Mhm.
whatever would be helpful.
how much do you want to do that or not?
I mean, there's 616,000 in there, and I know it could go away eventually, but I don't know, I'm just saying, if you're looking for. How many is there, 5?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 50,000. If we could get 10 of each, but I'm just, I don't know, just an idea.
Yeah.
Jury fee,
3,000.
take that away.
No,
It's that plus the 10.
that plus the 10 year, and that's all that fund can fund.
And we don't get reimbursed in any way.
Pre-trial conversion.
I think
I think their donations increased
2,000.
by 2,000.
computer supplies. That might be for that new person. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you be there.
Other than computer supplies and donations, they're not the same.
Like, it doesn't help that situation.
Surplus serve tax, wheel tax.
Let me do that.
Local income tax, not developed the operations, and road improvements.
This is where we moved, didn't we move? We moved this from the
For maintenance contracts.
stuff there, the maintenance contracts, the repair building. We moved the maintenance contracts and repair buildings and fixtures and furniture fixtures. We moved that here from general. Yep, from general.
Good.
Yes, Tricia. Or shall I say you guys did? I just typed.
Okay, now, let me think about this. Is that okay? We went up.
Yes, because yes, we'll check our numbers.
We're sure.
Remember they told us that as long as you have the money to support it, they look at, it's more, so it's frowned upon, but, they will not let you do it in your levy funds. In worst case scenario, they'll tell me to revise it, and then I'll have to come back and, I don't think they'll do that, they didn't last year.
Inmate housing,
Yep, you guys think so, and they have,
Good. That's good, that helps. Why did maintenance contracts go down? And why is Social Security
you actually,
way up?
What total do you have for inmate housing?
114,
I have those
813.
questions. Why did maintenance contracts go down? Why did Social Security retirement go way up? Oh, that's because of raise.
the 26.
Oh, is that why? That's pretty,
That's
that's a lot.
That's heavy, that's not, that doesn't seem right. 15,000 times 7.65%. Yeah, that's off. About three.
Is that all more of this?
Tell me, what am I missing?
What was included there?
Those are all, because I don't have equations in there, so those are numbers.
The retirement increase almost three
From the
times.
other. Okay, so Social Security is 1148.
Not three, well,
Yeah,
How about retirement?
I'm doing it right now.
that's what it was last year.
1680,
How come the same as last year?
because they did 15 last year.
It didn't change.
It's just overtime pay, we don't have to pay, that's
And
not
what'd you say retirement is?
1680.
Went down. I'm gonna go down.
That's what they budgeted. Total budgeted, they only expended 421. Kelly, why would we
What
have
is included in this?
15,000 is overtime, So if you take 15 times 7.65, that gives you the 1148. If you take 15,000 times 11.2, that gives you the 1680.
Why
Right?
did they say
15,000 times 11.2%, 1680.
Why was it 3450 last year?
that times two?
But they budgeted that, but they didn't spend it. They only spent 421.
Last year? Something wrong.
They just budgeted off last year. Because they spent 806.
They didn't use all the overtime pay, or they did?
No, they only spent 8,329. And then their social security was 601 and retirement was 427, which is less. That's been paying part-time people. So that didn't have to, like, if you pay part-time people overtime, then they don't get retirement.
How can we do? All right, 16 what?
1680, so the grand total is 104,418. What? Is that not right? I don't know, you check mine.
Oh, I only had 46. I hope it's not.
No, I don't know. It's
Well,
one,
no, we've added a lot to it.
it's 104,418, because we added the
Oh, true,
65
true.
to the meals. Ding,
What, 104,
Look, I didn't have it wrote down or anything. Look, nothing. See, nothing.
all right.
65.
You should have
at
65,000
Pans
and
and all that.
1250, 200 and 1500.
65, 1250,
200 and 1500.
1250. 250 then one.
No, 200.
65, 1250, 200.
And 1500.
Dang, I guess.
Dave, you should, on page 7, it may help.
57, yeah.
What's your new total?
104, 418.
All right.
I still don't understand this last year's, how they came up with those amounts.
You're done, because Hopper and Juvenile.
Those amounts don't equal to what the salary is. I don't know what they did.
I don't know.
The amount, I was looking at the social security retirement last. Oh, that might be just catching up.
No, I don't want any dings. I'll have dings. I mean,
Don't blame me.
I'm good with having dings.
Hopper, yeah, that's there.
Write that down for me next time.
Did we want to adjourn for lunch?
So she turned it in.
Sounds like a good idea.
That's me.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah. I'll make that motion
Be
to
back at
adjourn.
1,
Be back at 1 now.
I think.
not 1:15,
Well-
Stan. Who made the motion?
I'm gonna have to set
I
my
think
alarm clock.
12:58.
Stan made the motion.
12:50.
Since he's looking at it for an
Neil
hour.
seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. So we need to come back here at 1.
Cause it was almost
1:15.
quarter after yesterday, and then you want to come back at 1:45 minutes.
Come back at 1 mountain time, how's that?
Come back with lots of ideas.
Yes,
Yeah.
How about that?
Stan knows it's 15 minutes, so he can get back early.
I'm gonna say it, we done pretty that, you guys,
One mountain
listen,
time.
you guys have
All
done pretty
said.
daggone good.
Why'd you wait till the camera shut off to say that?
I haven't shut the camera off.
I'm just teasing.
I mean, from where we started Monday to this, I mean, I know we've had some bumpy roads, but 219, under budget, 200, right under 220.
I think it could be more. Whatever.
Well, is anybody else seeing this?
It's not doing anything.
It's
Two,
like, locked up.
I didn't get it.
Aye.
Maybe we get that for lunch.